I'm sorry.
It's quite a mystery, for there never has been a cat in the home of Fibber McGee and Molly.
I wish I knew what the heck goes on here. We haven't owned a cat since we lived here in this house.
Well, not a live one anyhow.
Huh?
I'm not too sure about my silver fox coat, though.
You just got a suspicious nature. That silver fox coat ain't cat, it's fox.
Well, then why does Soup's dog always growl like it? You know, he tried to run me up a telephone pole last winter.
He's probably just got a little foxhound blood in his background. Or in him somewhere. But that's not solving this cockeyed phone call, so I'm getting sick of it.
Oh, dear, there it goes again. Ignore it. We'll just let it ring.
Oh, we can't do that, Molly.
Why not?
Might be somebody telling us our oil stock has gone up.
We haven't got any oil stock.
We haven't got a cat either, but people keep calling. I don't see what... I'll get it. Hello. No, we haven't lost a cat. And don't call back.
Another one, huh? You know, this is the strangest thing.
My gosh, I'm the last guy in town that people ought to call about lost cats. I haven't had the heart to own a cat since the tragic thing that happened to poor old Nathaniel, which I owned when I was a kid back in Peoria.
I didn't know you had a cat named Nathaniel.
I never told you about my pet cat Nat chasing the rat past my old Aunt Pat back in Peoria.
You never did, dearie.
Well, you lean back, Tootsie, and I will. You see, old Nat was a real tough cat who could give any tomcat tit for tat, but most of all, Nat hated rats.
Sounds like a normal animal.
One day, my Aunt Pat, who was plenty fat, put on her hat to go for a chat with a friend of hers named Trudy Platt. She stepped out our door on the welcome mat, and across the porch came old cat Nat chasing her rat and going like a bat.
Fast, huh?
Supersonic, you know. Well, sir, when my fat Aunt Pat saw Nat and the rat, she hollered scat and swung at the rat with her Sunday hat. She missed the rat, slipped on the mat, and dropped her hat, and down she sat on my pet cat Nat and squashed him flat. And we buried him under a gooseberry bush.
Say, McGee, was that Aunt Pat on your mother's side or your father's side?
No. She was neutral. Don't worry about it on account.
Oh, dear, I'll get this one. Hello? No, we have not lost a cat.
Oh.
What's that? Where? Oh, well, thank you very much. Must be a mistake. Sorry. Hand me the paper there, dearie, the Gazette.
Huh?
That lady on the phone claims there's an ad in the... Let me see here now. Lost and found. Oh, here it is. Listen to this. Lost. Fine Persian cat named Tinkerbell, wearing blue ribbon and bell around neck. $50 reward. Please call Wistful Vista 1092 immediately.
1092? Holy smoke, that's our phone number.
Right?
Them ink-stained idiots at the Gazette have done this to us. Give me that phone. By George, I'll hand them guys a few well-chosen remarks that'll melt the slugs in their linotype.
No, dearie, I'll handle it. You get too excited. Hello, operator. Get me the office of the Wistful Vista Gazette, you Mert? Oh, she's off today, is she?
I told you should have let me call.
Hello, Gazette. This is Mrs. McGee at Wistful Vista 1092. You ran an ad with our phone number that says we lost a cat, and people keep... What's that?
They have a bunch of bots, whoever this
Oh, I
person
see.
is.
Very well. Goodbye.
What'd they say?
Well, they've already found the mistake. The phone number was supposed to be 1902 instead of 1092, you see. And they're going to correct it in the afternoon edition. That's at 5 o'clock.
Oh, fine. 5 o'clock. Doggone it, you're too polite with them guys, Molly. I got a notion to get down there and take this thing right straight to the printer's devil.
Why the printer's devil?
Because when I tell that guy where to go, I want him to feel at home. Them stupid oaks trying to live.
Come in. Oh, it's the old time.
Hello there, kids. I hear you lost the cat. Where'd you hear that?
Start walking around, Johnny. Had your phone number onto it.
Well, it was our phone number, all right.
That's what I thought, Walter. So I rushed right over here to get the details. Where'd you lose the cat? Where'd you lose it? Huh? Where'd you lose it?
We didn't lose it. The newspaper made a mistake, that's all.
Oh, you still got it, eh? Well, here, kitty.
No.
Here, kitty.
No, Sister O'Connor. We don't have a cat.
We didn't lose a cat. We never did have a cat. We don't want a cat. Is that clear?
Well, that's too bad, son. Cats is a very fine animal. Smart, too. I'll never forget what happened at our house one night when I was a kid. Our little cat prevented a murder.
My goodness, a murder.
I had a cold that week, you see, and I was sleeping all alone in my room.
Yeah?
Just me and my little old cat. About midnight, the door opened softly, and a shadowy figure stepped slowly into the room. Tiptoed quietly toward my bed, leaned over my sleeping figure, and his two bony hands reached for my neck.
Heavenly days, how awful.
Well, I snored peacefully on like a truckload of block going through a crusher.
In the storm?
He slipped a strong cord around my neck and was climbing on into it when suddenly he
I
stepped
was
on the
alive
cat.
too.
Wow,
I mean,
woke
I
you
was
up, huh?
dying.
Yep. Cat squall
Just trying
leapt
to
into his
pick
back
me up.
and dug his claws in. There was a cussing and a screaming and a screeching. I went up and turned on the light, and there on the floor, thrashing around like a stepped-on snake and bleeding freely through his clawed-up nightshirt, was Puff,
Your father, what was he doing then?
trying to tie a bag of acidity onto my neck to cure my cold, daughter. Couldn't do it when I was awake. I was too strong for it.
Yeah, but the murder, you said there was...
Cat took a look at Papa, jumped out the window, and went up a 60-foot cottonwood tree. That's how my little cat prevented a murder.
A murder? Whose murder?
His own. If Papa could have caught him, he'd have killed him. Billy Mills in the orchestra, and Somebody Stole My Gal.
Well, dearie, it's been almost 10 minutes since the phone rang. I'll get it. Hello. No, we didn't lose the cat. The paper made a mistake. Call 1902. Goodbye.
Kiddo, this is ridiculous. The whole dad ratted town must have knocked off work, hitched up its pants, and gone out hunting for cats named Tinkerbell.
Well, it's the $50 reward that's got them excited. You know, $50 isn't...
Oh, well.
Come in.
Hello. I brought
got your widow Tinkerbell back home.
Oh. How'd you get our address?
From the telephone company.
Huh?
This widow Kitty doesn't have a blue whipping, but I'm sure he's widow Tinkerbell.
Lady, I'm sorry.
I know how you
Even
must
their
have missed him
cat.
because I have a widow Kitty of my own.
Why are you
My
looking for the
precious
cat?
Icky Boo.
Bet he's the ickiest boo that ever lived. Look, Sid.
I really should take $50, but I can use it to buy my Icky Boo some goodies.
Lady, the newspaper made a mistake. We didn't lose a cat.
No.
Oh, this isn't your precious kitty.
No.
But Hisms is such a tweeter. Wouldn't you like to have him?
No, we don't want 'em.
Would you like to have it?
And close the door-ums on your way out 'em.
What a dreadful man.
Wow.
Weren't you a whittle what?
Huh?
I mean, little rough with her, McGee?
Rough my good-tempered clavicle. Aims to talk baby talk ought to be whammed over the head with a hard rubber wattle. Cats on the phone is bad enough, but when they start dragging them into the house, where are you going?
Well, I hate to seem like a deserter, dearie, but I've got to go upstairs and sort the laundry.
Oh,
Can you protect our home from the cat collector?
oh sure, kiddo. You run along.
Call me now if you need me.
Okay. Huh. Oh, there goes a good kid. She'd keep calm if she was standing in cats up to her garters. Anytime things get too rough around here, what does she do? She sorts the laundry. I had some laundry to...
Hi, pal.
Oh, hi, Junior. Hold still and let me frisk you.
Frisk me. For what?
For cats.
Cats. What's this all about?
Oh, the Gazette ran an ad for a lost cat and stuck our phone number on it. I've been getting more cat calls than an opera singer in a burlesque house.
Well, that's bad, pal.
They're not only phoning us, but they're starting bringing the cats here now. Maybe I ought to keep the door locked and peep out through the curtains to see who's coming after this.
You know, that's what a friend of mine used to do, pal.
He did?
Yeah, he owed a lot of money on his furniture, and he was trying to duck the bill collector.
Oh, well, that's a great indoor sport. Keeps you indoors, too.
See, anytime he heard footsteps outside, he'd lock his door and look out through the Venetian blind to see who it was. Yeah, he had the slats tilted to just the right height for him to see the heads of anybody who came to the door.
Did he try shoving a BB gun through the blinds? That's a good way to
No,
discourage
no, no. No, he just looked.
Oh?
And a funny thing happened one day, though. He heard footsteps, so he lifted the Venetian blind to peep out. He couldn't lift it very easily, of course, because the blinds were made of aluminum. Reynolds aluminum. They're light and flexible and easy to operate.
Yeah, but what's that got to do with the collection?
Well, he lifted one of the slats of this beautiful green blind, and, oh, did I mention before that it was green?
No, you didn't tell me that. It changes everything. Green, huh?
Yeah. These Venetian blinds come in natural aluminum and all kinds of colors to blend with your decorating scheme. They really dress up a home. Give it that finishing touch.
It's that long-winded yarn of yours that needs a finishing touch, Junior. Come on, what happened with your friend? What happened?
Oh, well, he lifted a slat at eye level.
Mm-hmm.
You see, those aluminum slats are flexible. That's what makes them easy to clean.
Yeah.
Well, he just opened it a tiny bit because it was a hot day and the room was cool, thanks to the way aluminum reflects heat.
Oh, come on, Junior. Who'd he see? Who'd he see? Who'd he see?
Nobody, pal, nobody. So he figured he'd imagined the footsteps, so he unlocked his door, it opened, and a collector handed him a bill for his furniture.
But you said he didn't see anybody's head through the Venetian blinds, you said.
He didn't, and he'll never forgive the furniture company for sending a midget bill collector. So long, pal.
Bet you that never happened. Bet you just made that up so he could blat his aluminum brains out about them blinds. That guy would go then. Well, here we go again. Hello? No, our cat didn't get lost. You get lost. This keeps up, I'll go out and sit on the back fence where there ain't so many cats. How many more times? Hello? We ain't lost. Oh, that was the door. Come in.
Here's your cat, Mr. Good old Tinkerbell.
Now, that ain't my cat.
$50 in nickels. I want to sound rich.
That ain't my cat.
Of course it's not your cat. I've got your cat right here.
No.
Oh, my God.
Tinkerbell, you big cheater, it ain't got a blue ribbon.
Don't call me a cheater, you little scamp.
Mine's got a blue ribbon. I'll put it on myself.
You hear that, Jack?
Well, now,
You hear that, Jack? The kid admits he put the ribbon on that phony Tinkerbell. Now, this is Tinkerbell.
No.
Now, where's my money?
Well, mister, my Tinkerbell's better than his Tinkerbell. Mine's got a whole tail.
No. Pipe down, both of you. Neither of them cats is my cat. I never had it.
They're not your cat. This is Tinkerbell.
Lady, please, I never
I
had...
saw them come in ahead of me, and I said to myself, that awful little boy and that terrible man are going to try to palm off those broken-down cats from the poor people who lost Tinkerbell. And I'm glad I found the real Tinkerbell, because heaven knows I can use the $50, what with my husband depriving us of bread and butter so he can buy a new fishing rod, and my oldest daughter needing her teeth fixed who didn't come in straight when she was a little girl. She'll never get married if something isn't done about those
Lady.
teeth.
Lady, will you hold it? There's been a mistake.
You bet there's been a mistake. This is Tinkerbell.
Tinkerbell. This is Tinkerbell.
This is murder. I'm trying to tell you...
Tinkerbell like the one she dragged
Now,
in.
wait a minute.
My Tinkerbell killing her to a friend. Shit from Tinkerbell.
Hey, cut that out. Don't start them cats fighting.
I can't hold.
My gosh, there he goes. Hey, hang on to yours, bud. Don't let them
Hang on and get clawed to pieces, not me.
My gosh, there he goes. Hey, break it up. Grab those cats before this... Oh, there was one of them. Get him off of there. Get him down. Get the step ladder.
Mickey, turn off that radio.
The King's Men and Hasta la Vista.
In Mexico, they say good day, but they mean hello. And when they say goodbye, they do not mean goodbye. I'll be seeing you, I'll be seeing you. You will hear them cry. Hasta vista, hasta vista. That means I'll see you again. So until then we must part. Hasta vista is not goodbye. For till the strife disappear, you'll always be here in my heart. Oh, do not say adios, for we'll be together mañana. And I'll be holding you close forever and ever, mañana. Hasta vista, that means I'll see you. We'll meet again in my dreams, so hasta la vista, sweetheart. Never say goodbye, say hasta la vista. That means I'll see you. We'll meet again in my dreams. So hasta la vista,
Hasta la vista,
sweetheart.
baby. Hasta la vista.
Set the ashtray over here. That's it.
Hasta la crap.
What a mess.
The room looks all right now, though.
I'm telling you, Molly, it was like a tornado went through here.
I know. I just caught the tail end of it as I came down the stairs. I haven't seen such a collection of cats since that New Year's Eve night that Uncle Dennis drove the milk wagon through the front of the fish market.
Yeah, I remember that. I heard the crash and run over there from the Elks Club, and Uncle Dennis was sitting on the floor with a frozen barracuda in his lap.
Yes, well, now, don't you...
I asked him if he needs any help, and he said, "No, I'm okay, but take care of my friend." He's stiff. Boy, he was...
That's enough. That's enough. I'm sorry I mentioned it.
I'm too tired to laugh anyway. Oh, let me sit down there.
Yes, relax. Things should simmer down now, dear. The late paper went on sale a couple of hours ago, and by now people should have the right phone number for their little Tinkerbell.
I hope so. I'm ready to fold up like a campaign promise. If I never see another cat, I'll be...
Oh, dear. Who's this?
I don't know, but wait till I get my ball back. Don't let him in.
No, McGee, now. Sit still. I'll handle it. Come in. Oh, well, thank goodness it's you, Ole. Come in.
Well, hello, missus, and the same to you, McGee.
Oh. Hi, Ole. Excuse me if I don't get up, boy. I'm beat.
We've had quite a day, Ole.
Oh, I hear all about it at the Elks Club, missus. I know what you've been through.
Oh, we live, but...
Believe me, I know what a lost pet means to people. Like I always says, when you lose a pet, it leaves a hole in your life.
Yeah. Them pets that were in here a while ago left a few holes in the furniture and curtains and stuff, too.
Well, when I hear about you losing little Tinkerbell, McGee, I get a wonderful idea. You know what I'm going to do? To fill up the hole in your life, I'm going to give you our own little clobber.
Want to give me what?
I got him tied up on the front porch here.
Oh.
No. Here, Clobber, come on. Come on in.
Honey Badger?
Oh, no, Ole. We...
Holy smoke, look at that thing.
There he is. We call him Clobber because he clobbers every dog in the neighborhood. In self-defense, of course.
Oh, yeah.
He's a very sweet cat, really.
He keeps it well hidden, doesn't he?
Hang on to that chain, Ole. Don't turn him loose in here.
He's just a little nervous with strangers.
He's nervous. I'm scared.
Hey, wait a minute. Is that the cat that Mort Toops told me about? The one your kids tracked last week at the city dump?
Yes, I believe the children did find a sweet little homeless feller's home there.
Sweet? Little? Why, that monster looks like a cross between a bobcat and a timber wolf. Oh, no, you don't, Olaf. I heard about that cat from the mailman he bit, too.
Oh, that was just a little misunderstanding, McGee.
Demon possessed
Clobber,
cat.
he thought the mailman was my Uncle Gus. He forgot Uncle Gus was laid up in bed.
Was Uncle Gus sick?
No, you cat bit, missus.
Well, this must be the cat your wife told me about, Ole. The one that chased her into the coal bin with her arms full of laundry and kept her there till you turned the hose on him?
My missus talks too much. Well, you don't want him then?
No.
Would you consider taking him if he come with a dowry, McGee? Maybe $10, say?
I wouldn't have that monster if he was solid gold. No, sir. It was a good try, Ole, but no dice.
This is very discouraging. 17 houses I try already. I'm getting desperate, missus. For 3 days now, I get a phone call from her every afternoon.
A phone call from who?
My missus. She says when I get rid of Clobber, she comes back home. So long, both you fellas.
I'm tired. Want a glass of milk before we go up to bed, dear?
No. Don't mention milk to me, kiddo, please. I've had all the cat talk I can stand. Been hearing cats meowing so long, I still hear them in my head. I was upstairs putting on my pajamas a while ago, and I could have
Well,
swore...
come on now, let's go up to bed. Check the back door, will you? I locked the front.
Yeah. I'll hook the porch screen.
I hope whoever put the ad in for little Tinkerbell has her back safely now. Maybe this whole thing will turn out to be a bad dream.
Yeah. Believe me, if a cat ever shows its whiskers around here again, I'm going to...
You're going to what?
Listen. I thought I heard something.
Sounds like a little kitten at the screen door. Let me turn on the outside light. Oh, McGee, look, a little kitten trying to get in the back door.
Oh, this is the end.
McGee, it's a Persian. It's wearing a blue ribbon.
I don't care if it's an Egyptian wearing a diamond Ferrara.
McGee! McGee, it's the lost cat.
Huh?
Hear the bell?
Oh, my gosh. Tinkerbell.
That thing's worth
50
$50.
reward when I scattered it out of the yard. Here, kitty, kitty, kitty. Here, 50 bucks. Come back here, Tinkerbell.
This is when they start having a live audience.
Fibber and Molly return in a
That's where you
moment.
hear the people saying
Vacation time
stupid
is starting.
shit in the background.
Wonderful weeks away from work. Take it easy. And to help make your life easier, put Reynolds Wrap to work. This pure aluminum foil makes summer meals a breeze, indoors and outdoors. For a vacation from scouring, line your broiler with Reynolds Wrap. For better outdoor hamburgers, frankfurters, potatoes, wrap them in Reynolds Wrap and drop them in the cold. And for picnics, why, the modern picnic hamper is just an array of bright Reynolds Wrap packages, keeping everything fresh, even if you've prepared it all the night before. Take some extra Reynolds Wrap along to wrap those wet bathing suits. If you're going fishing, take some along to keep your catch cool and fresh. Stock up for summer. Heavy-duty Reynolds Wrap, best for outdoor use, half a yard wide. Regular Reynolds Wrap in standard 25-foot rolls and jumbo economy rolls, 75 feet. It's the original and genuine, made by the world's largest producer of aluminum foil, the Reynolds Metals Company.
And you chased the cat all the way home when he ran under his own house before you could catch him.
Yeah. I didn't know it was his own house, so I started under there after him. Only I got stuck.
There are too many mashed potatoes.
The owner of the house heard the noise and come running out, and it was very embarrassing, Molly.
Well, of course, you explained to him what you were doing.
Explain? Did you ever try to explain anything to a guy with your head and shoulders under his house and the rest of you sticking out in the moonlight? Well, he stood there with a barrel stave, flailing the petunia out. No, I guess you haven't.
No, I'm a homebody, Miss L.
Yeah. Good night.
Good night, all.
The Reynolds Metals Company, pioneers of progress through aluminum, has brought you Fibber McGee and Molly, transcribed with Bill Thompson, Dick LeGrand, Mary Jane Croft, Jan Arvan, Marion Richmond, and me, Harlow Wilcox. Don't forget to see Mr. Peepers, starring Wally Cox, on NBC television Sunday night. And be sure to be with us again next Tuesday evening. Good night.
Stay tuned now for the coronation highlights following immediately on NBC.
The Reynolds Aluminum Program with Fibber McGee and Molly. The Reynolds Metals Company, makers of Reynolds Aluminum, presents Fibber McGee and Molly, transcribed. The show is written by Phil Leslie and Keith Fowler and directed by Max Hutto, with music by the King's Men and Billy Mills Orchestra. What every farmer wants is more income, less outgo. And that's exactly what you get with Reynolds Lifetime Aluminum Roofing and Siding. A two-way profit stretch. You get more income because aluminum's heat reflection keeps your barns and poultry houses cooler in summer. And that means higher milk yield, more eggs, more weight gain per feed dollar for hogs, beef cattle, broilers.
Then you cut costs, too, with Reynolds aluminum roofing and siding. No painting, practically no maintenance year after year. Reynolds' strong, solid rolled sheets are easy to apply, which cuts costs again. Those are all good reasons why today's low-cost labor-saving farm buildings are being designed with aluminum. Build this modern way yourself. Write for descriptive literature on the new pole barns designed by Reynolds Farm Institute. Just drop a postcard to Farm Buildings, Reynolds Metals Company, Louisville 1, Kentucky. There's an old saying that 2 is company and 3 is a crowd. But that's not always true, because here at 79 Wistful Vista is a crowd of 3, and only one of them is company. It's Mayor Latrivia having tea and conversation with Fibber McGee and Molly.
Sure you won't have another slug of tea, Mr. Mayor?
No, thank you, Molly. I've already had 2 cups.
3.
McGee, don't be rude, dear.
I'm not being rude. I'm just being accurate. Hey, guys, don't begrudge the guy another shot of oolong. Just dry leaves and hot water. Go on, Latrivia, take a 4th cup.
No, thank you. I must get back to the city hall and take care of it.
Relax, Latrivia. The city hall will still be there when you get back. Even that bunch of run-down wart heels you got working for you won't steal the building. Or will they?
Well, let's just say that they haven't so far. Well, thank you so much, Molly. It's been very pleasant.
Good of you to drop in, Your Honor.
What's all the rush, Homer?
Well, I'm pretty busy today with our traffic campaign, McGee.
With your what?
What traffic campaign?
Oh, didn't you know?
No.
We're starting to crack down on careless drivers. Very intensive campaign. Drastic penalties for every violation. We put so many men on motorcycles, we'll soon have the only bow-legged police force in the country.
Well, isn't that wonderful?
Oh, it's about time, Latrivia. People are beginning to think them white lines down the middle of the pavement are from a leaky milk wagon.
Exactly. The only way our fire department can find a hydrant these days is to look behind a parked car. But starting today, we're going to...
Oh, pardon me, Mr. Mayor. Come in. Oh, hello, Ole.
Oh, hi, Ollie.
Well, good morning, missus, and the same to you, McGee. Well, you too, Mr. Mayor.
Good morning, Ole.
My missus asked me to return this shawl she borrowed to go to the kindergarten play yesterday, missus. Thank you.
Oh, my stove. Well, I'm glad she could use it. How was the entertainment, Ole? Nice?
Oh, it was very amusing, missus. 32 little kids, all 6 years old. The entertainment was mostly the teacher breaking up fights and wiping 32 little noses.
Sounds like good, clean fun.
What's your kid do, Ollie? Recite?
What else?
Yeah?
The teacher gets little Ole up on the stage and says, now we have Humpty Dumpty by little Ole Svensson.
Must have been cute.
So the teacher says, Humpty Dumpty sat on her, and then she waits, and little Ole spits out a hunk of necktie and kicks the little girl next to him.
He must have killed the audience.
His mama was going to kill him, I know that. Finally, the teacher says, come on, Ole. Humpty Dumpty took a big, and little Ole says fall, and everybody claps hands like sick. Oh, he's a smart little feller, that kid.
Smart. You call that smart?
Sure, the teacher does all the work, and little Ole takes all the bows. Missus, that boy'll grow up to be mayor of this town someday.
Yes. Tell him he can have it any day now.
Thanks again for the shawl, missus. My missus was going to bring it back herself, but she was driving downtown this morning, and she had a little trouble with the law.
My gosh, they caught her early, did they? What was she doing, speeding?
No, she made a left turn a little short at 14th and Oak, and the door handle clipped 2 brass buttons off the front end of a policeman.
My, was she pretty upset about it, Ole?
Oh, but the policeman sure was upset. He went badge over belt buckle 3 times and landed on his feet with his pencil in one hand and his ticket book in the other. Well, I go see if I can bail her out now. So long, all you fellas.
Goodbye, Ole.
He's a very philosophical chap, Swenson, isn't he?
Oh, yeah, but I don't hold that against him. I like Ole.
Oh, do you have to go, Mr. Mayor?
Oh, yes, I really must get back and check up on our traffic drive, Molly. All I can say is it's a good thing you're not driving today, McGee.
Oh, it is, eh? Why is it so good that I'm not driving, and who says I ain't?
Now, McGee, he just meant...
I know what he meant. He meant I was bound to get pinched for something. Am I right, Latrivia?
Quite.
Why, McGee is a wonderful driver, Mr. Mayor, as long as you don't get in his way.
Betcha. If you think them cops of yours are going to keep me bottled up in the house today, you're barking up the wrong kettle of fish. That's what you're barking up the wrong kettle.
Well, I didn't say that, McGee. I merely said that it would be a good
Anyway, McGee, you told me you were going to stay inside today and relax.
How can I relax when the police force in this town challenges my constitutional rights? I know the traffic regulations in this burg as good as they do. Better. Every time I drive downtown, they explain a new one to me.
I'm quite familiar with your driving, McGee. If you went out today, you'd have a citation before you got out of your own driveway.
How much dough you got that says so?
$5.
Okay. You just made yourself a little wager, fella. By George, I'll show you what an honest taxpayer can get away with. Hey, Molly, you get the car out of the garage while I get my keys.
It is out of the garage, dearie.
Huh?
You didn't put it away when you came home last night.
I didn't? Oh, well, that saves me some time. Where's my car keys?
You left them in the car.
That must be the reason.
Must be the reason for what, Latrivia?
There's a policeman out in front putting a ticket on your windshield.
Oh.
Leaving your keys in the ignition is a violation in Wistful Vista, you know. You can just mail me the $5. And stay off the street today. Good day, Molly.
Billy Mills, the orchestra. I'm just wild about Harry.
What's the speedometer say, kiddo? I don't dare take my eyes off the road.
13 miles an hour.
Huh?
Better slow down, dearie. Here's a red light. Why did you shut your motor off?
Because I'm no fool, that's why. No cop is going to dash up to me and say I didn't come to a full stop. Waved the ignition key right in his big red puss and daring to pinch me.
You know, there's a policeman every 10 feet all over town, too.
I know it.
I haven't seen so many stars since I fell out of the window while checking a rug.
Me either, but it isn't the number of them that annoys me. It's their sneaky tactics. They always come up behind you. They never step out in front of a speeding car and tell
The
you...
light is green, dearie.
Huh? Oh, yeah. You watch for the stoplights now, Molly. I want to keep my eyes on the road.
All right, if a policeman... Oh, McGee, look, isn't that Mr. Wimple standing on the corner?
Where? Oh, yeah, I'll pick him up.
Oh, take it easy, McGee.
It's okay, baby. I had my hand out. I'm legal. Hi, Wimp.
Hello, Mr. Wimple. Can we give you a lift?
Hello, folks.
Yes, thanks very much. I see you're driving very carefully, Mr. McGee.
He certainly is, Mr. Wimple. You could change tires at this speed.
I'm taking no chances today, Wimp. I even took the seat covers off. They were fast colors.
You know, you were smart not to be out in your car today, Mr. Wimple. I understand they got a man this morning for driving under the influence of his wife.
Well, they won't get me again today, by gracious. I've had my ticket. I was up early this morning.
No kidding, Wimp. Speeding?
No, just walking.
Oh, walking? You got arrested for walking?
Yes. Isn't that silly? You see, I was just walking across an intersection, reading my bird book.
Your what, Wimp?
My bird book.
Oh.
And then it happened.
What happened?
The traffic policeman came over and asked me what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
I said nothing, just reading my bird book. I'm a bird watcher. And he said, what a coincidence. So am I. I've been watching jays walking all day long, and you're one of them, and here's the ticket, and it'll cost you $5 in cost. And he blew a blast on his whistle and bawled up a junior out of a big boy in a Buick.
You see, McGee, they are giving tickets for everything.
Not to me, they ain't. I know my rights.
Look out, red light.
Pretty quick stop, eh, Wimp? Hey, where is Wimp?
Here I am, Mr. McGee. He stopped so quickly I fell off the seat.
Oh.
Did we hit somebody?
No, Mr. Wimple, it's just a stoplight. All right, McGee, it's turning green.
So am I, Mrs. McGee. May I get out here? Thank you.
Is this where you wanted to go, Wimp?
Yes. Wherever it is, this is it. But I hope you don't get any citations. Goodbye now.
Bye. You know, I think you frightened Mr. Wimple a little, dearie.
Pata, I never drove more careful in my life. That guy gets frightened at card tricks.
Well, lots of people. McGee, your engine is smoking.
Oh, why not? It's old enough. I guess driving so slow in second gear kind of heaves her up a little bit, though. I'll park till it cools off.
There's a policeman watching you and looking at his watch.
I saw the big ox. Don't worry, this is a 10-minute parking zone. And just so he don't get the idea he's got me buffaloed, I'm going to sit right here till... Oh, hey, here comes Wilcox.
Oh, yes. Hello, Mr. Wilcox.
Hi, Molly.
Hi.
Hey, don't look now, pal, but there are two policemen down the street who've got their eyes on you.
So what? I'm parked legal. I got 9 minutes left in this zone. Hey, did they put the sleeve on you yet, Junior?
Yep. Over parking. Oh, I've had quite a day today, pal.
Yeah, what happened, Hilo?
Well, the cop was making out my ticket, you see,
Uh-huh.
and he happened to ask me what business I was in.
Oh.
That was a fatal mistake.
Yeah.
Well, I thought real fast, and I said, I'm in the protection business, I said. I sell protection. And he said, oh-ho, a racket guy, eh? Well, let's just go tell that to the judge, he said.
My gosh, that was pretty stupid of you, Junior. Took you down, did he?
By the collar of my coat.
Heavenly days.
You kids should have seen me in that courtroom, pleading my own case.
Yeah?
I was dynamite.
Oh, but you were.
Your Honor, I said, what is the greatest institution in America? The American home, I said.
You thought that speech up yourself?
Well, I may have read it someplace, Molly. I sell protection for that home, I said. Protection through the use of Reynolds aluminum.
Oh, if that ain't dragging it in by the
Protection against summer heat. With Reynolds reflective insulation. Protection against all kinds of weather through the use of aluminum windows with their combination screens and storm sash. Protection against sticking and warping with aluminum doors.
Must have created quite a stir in the courtroom when you took off into left field like that.
Oh, I had 'em spellbound. I turned to the women in the courtroom and I said, ladies, close your eyes and picture the home of your dreams.
Yeah, and that's where they should have been, too, instead of hanging around the courtroom.
Picture lovely, colorful aluminum awnings that shade every window, I said. As you walk up the steps to your aluminum door, your husband carries you across an aluminum threshold into a living room where the baseboards are gleaming, shining, everlasting aluminum. Well, I tell you, a cheer rang out through the courtroom.
Who cheered?
I did.
Oh, I see.
Well, then I went on. I said,
Oh, there's more.
oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I said the doorknobs and locks in your modern home are aluminum.
Oh?
The ducts in your heating and ventilating system, the gutters, the downspouts, even the nails the house is built with are all of that modern, everlasting metal, aluminum. Reynolds Aluminum. Then I took a dramatic pause and waited for someone to speak.
Who spoke?
The judge. He said $10 and call.
Oh, the dirty sneaky. That guy makes that stuff up.
Well, somebody does, that's for sure. McGee, look, that's the second time that policeman has gone around the block on his motorcycle. I don't like the way he looks at it.
Oh, don't let that worry you, Snooky. I'm legal in this spot for 3 minutes yet. Oh, hi, Doc.
Well, Dr. Gamble. Hello, Doctor.
Hello, Molly. What are you doing out on the street in plain sight of all these policemen, Leadfoot? I hope you have your catcher's mitt with you.
Catcher's mitt.
Yeah, the way you drive, they'll undoubtedly throw the book at you today.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, he's so safe today he scares me, Doctor. How are you making out, or should I ask?
As a matter of fact, my dear, they got me.
Good.
I was handed the first traffic ticket today that I've had since medical school when we drove the new motorized wheelchair through 3 stoplights at 4 a.m.
Oh, that's too bad, Doctor. What was it for?
Well, we usually had 2 or 3 accident cases an hour at the hospital. This morning, not a one came in.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Well, it was very restful, but I was puzzled. I finally jumped in my car, raced downtown to see what was going on, and got a ticket for speeding.
Well, that is a shame.
And the cop tells me I'm the kind of guy who fills up our hospitals. Incidentally, you know you're in a 10-minute zone?
I'm watching it, Docky. I'm watching it. Those blue surge buckaroos are going to find me harder to pinch than a mirror maid at 40 fathoms.
Personally, I wouldn't dare drive today myself. My driver's license is expired.
Oh, no, it couldn't have expired, kiddo. You got yours the same day I got mine.
An interesting statement.
But, McGee, mine has expired. That means yours has, too.
Oh, no, you're mistaken, Snooky. Here, I'll show you what... Oh, my gosh, my license, my wallet. I haven't got them. I left my wallet at home. Shh, quiet, they'll hear me.
Oh, this is great. We've been 9 minutes in a 10-minute zone with an overheated motor, no driver's license, and 3 policemen walking towards us.
Huh? Where? Oh, brother. Well, I'll see you later, Doc. I'm getting out of here fast. I mean slow.
The King's Men and the Iowa Indian Song.
The sun will shine, the rain will fall, and Iowa's corn will grow and grow and grow and grow. Be high by the 4th of July in Iowa. Iowa, Iowa. By the 5th of July in Iowa. Iowa, Iowa. Throw the golden seed down, right down on Iowa ground. Before it ever gets there, that seed will grow in midair. By the 6th of July in Iowa, 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 Iowa. Born in Iowa, the road sky high, the 6th of July.
Watch it, McGee. There's a squad car coming up on the left.
Well, smile at him, Molly. Smile. They ain't got anything on me that they know of. Smile wider.
I can't smile any wider. My ears are in the way. Here they are, McGee, right next to you.
Oh, they are, eh? Oh, hi, boys. Mighty fine job you boys are doing today. Mighty fine. I'll mention you boys to the chief.
That was the chief.
If I'd known that. Oh, stoplight. Here, you hold the ignition key till the light turns green.
This is pretty silly, McGee. You don't have to shut the motor off at every intersection.
I know, but I just don't trust myself.
But what if you can't get it started again sometime? Then we will get a ticket for holding up traffic.
My gosh, I never thought of that. Give me the ignition key.
Here. See what I mean?
Flooded the distributor, I guess. I guess I'm just nervous. Just be patient, sir. I'll be out of here in a moment.
There you go.
Windbag. I'm the kind of smart guys that ought to get tickets, not guys like me that stay inside the law.
You're perfectly right, Jerry, but do you have to see how far inside of it you can get? We're only doing 7 miles an hour.
Oh, I can't afford to get picked up. Well, now they got my driver's license on me. If I ever get home without a ticket, I'm going to have that license tattooed right on my chest by George.
There's another policeman, McGee, writing out a ticket.
For what? I didn't do anything. He can... Oh, you mean for somebody else?
Of course.
A little jumpy, that's all. My gosh, I was getting along fine at home this morning till that Latrivia come in there and opened up his big fat mouth. I ought not to vote for that guy the next... Hey, look. There's our home. Our own little home, Molly.
Pretty, isn't it?
Oh, I never been so glad to see that little house since I... What's that?
What's what?
That.
It's what you think it is.
Can you see it? Hey, maybe it's a fire engine, Molly. Maybe our house is afire. Wouldn't that be wonderful? Oh, I hope it's... mister. Dad, what did I do now? Doggone it, I was almost home and...
He means business, too, McGee. He's parking his motorcycle right in front of us. Watch your language now, dearie.
I will. I'll be so mealy-mouthed you won't have the heart to bawl me out.
You're Mr. McGee, aren't you? You may not know it, sir, but we're having a little safe driving campaign on today.
Oh, I know, officer. I think it's a wonderful idea.
Yeah, he knows it, officer. Yeah. Somebody mentioned it to us this morning.
Yeah.
Well, I was assigned to watch you, Mr. McGee. I've had my eye on you all the way home.
Well, if I've accidentally done anything wrong, officer, I'll certainly correct it right away. Yes, sir. Just a friendly warning, that's all I need. It doesn't take a ticket for me to catch on.
I didn't say anything about a ticket, Mr. McGee. I've been watching you for an hour, and you ought to be very happy to know that you've won today's Safe Driver Award.
Yeah. I what? You hear that, Molly? I won an award. Safe Driver Award.
My goodness, isn't that wonderful?
Oh, boy.
Not that you haven't earned it. I never had such a safe ride in my life. Scared me to death.
Now, if you'll just let me have your driver's license, sir, I'll put this sticker on it.
What?
Driver's license? Yeah. Well, you see, officer, gee whiz, there must be lots of safe drivers, more safe than me in all this town. Give it to them. Give it to somebody else. I don't.
No, sir. This award is yours. You deserve it. I'd like to paste it right on your license, just like a gold star on your report card.
Well, now, officer, you're in a hurry. Why don't you just let himself paste it on the license himself?
Yeah, that's it. I'll take it. I'll paste it on when I get home and get my license off of that. When I get home.
No, you just hand me the license, sir, and I'll...
You might stick it on crooked or something. You know, a beautiful seal like that ought to be put on real neat. Ought to press it in between a couple of books, maybe, or...
He's so prissy about things, officer. He just can't stand things crooked.
All right, Mr. McGee, take it along with you and stick it on yourself.
Oh, I will. I certainly will. I'll stick it on myself, right on my forehead. Oh, you mean myself? Okay.
Thank you so much, officer.
Oh, not at all. Wish we had more like him. Good luck.
Oh, thanks, mister. Copper, or officer. Bye.
Oh.
McGee, watch out for his motorcycle. It's right in...
Let's see now. Let's see, June, July, August. Well, what do you know?
I ought to be out in time for the Elks picnic.
Fibber and Molly return in a moment. Now is the season when everybody looks for easy meals, and for that you'll want Reynolds Wrap, the pure aluminum foil that saves work and saves food. Take meatloaf, for example. That's pretty easy to start with. But when you wrap the loaf in Reynolds Wrap, with the edges tightly folded, you let it bake without any tending or basting. Just open the wrap the last few minutes for browning. And you have no pan to scour afterwards. Use your own favorite recipe. It'll turn out far more luscious than ever before, with all the juices and flavor kept in. Less oven shrinkage, actually more meat. Serve it in the foil and keep your platter clean, too. Wrap what's left in the same foil to store in your refrigerator. You'll find that second serving is also more luscious, juicier. Stock up on Reynolds Wrap in standard 25-foot rolls and jumbo economy rolls 75 feet. Also heavy-duty Reynolds Wrap, half a yard wide. Get the original and genuine, made by the world's largest producer of aluminum foil, the Reynolds Metals Company.
Told the trivia had quite a talk with the judge about me while I waited, you see.
What did he tell the judge?
Oh, he told him who I was, all about me. Sort of a character reference, you might call it. Judge dismissed the case.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
My goodness, I didn't realize what an important person you are around town, Jay.
Oh, sure. As soon as the judge really understood all about me, he said that any cop that was stupid enough to park a bike in front of a car I was driving deserved to have it run over.
Good night, all.
The Reynolds Metals Company, pioneers of progress through aluminum, has brought you Fibber McGee and Molly, transcribed, with Bill Thompson, Gail Gordon, Arthur Q. Bryan, Dick LeGrand, Jack Crucian, and me, Harlow Wilcox. Don't forget to see Mr. Peepers on NBC television Sunday nights. And be sure to be with us again next Tuesday evening. Good night.
Tonight, play Two for the Money with Herb Schreiner on NBC.
The Reynolds Aluminum Program with Fibber McGee and Molly. Reynolds Metals Company, makers of Reynolds Aluminum, presents Fibber McGee and Molly, transcribed. The show is written by Phil Leslie and Keith Fowler and directed by Max Hutto, with music by the King's Men and Billy Mills Orchestra. A common friendly question these days is, how's your garden doing? Well, we hope it's doing great. There's nothing like fresh from the garden salad greens and vegetables. But if you pick too much or pick it too soon, be sure you keep that right from the garden freshness in Reynolds Wrap, the pure aluminum foil. For loose garden produce like leaf lettuce, make an envelope of Reynolds Wrap. Lay one square on top of another, double fold, and press tight around three sides. Slide your crisp, dewy, fresh greens in the open end. Then fold over that end. They'll stay fresh for days in your refrigerator. For young carrots, beets, and so forth, just wrap them in bunches. Remember, it's the loss of moisture that makes vegetables wilt. Reynolds Wrap is absolutely moisture-proof.
No.
Stock up tomorrow. Standard 25-foot rolls, 75-foot jumbo economy rolls, also heavy-duty Reynolds Wrap, half a yard wide. Get the original and genuine, made by the world's largest producer of aluminum foil, the Reynolds Metals Company. A sigh can be a very expressive sound. There's the happy sigh of the lover, the contented sigh of the tired man as he goes to bed. But for sheer bliss, Nothing can touch this one. That's the sigh given after breakfast by the man of the house as we join Fibber McGee and Molly.
Ah, that was a great breakfast, Molly.
Glad you enjoyed it, dearie.
I've been eating your fried eggs every morning for 25 years, and I still like them better than anybody's. Why is that, kiddo? What's your secret?
Well, it's the way I cook them.
How do you cook them?
6 at a time.
Mm-hmm. That's the secret. If there's anything I like, it's 6 eggs.
I'll answer it, McGee. Don't get up.
I ain't even trying to.
McGee residence, Molly McGee speaking. Who? Why, Al Bennington. I haven't heard from you in years.
Al Bennington?
You're just in town for the day.
Al Bennington?
Oh, I'd love to see you. Yes, I can join you for lunch. Rich Vista Hotel? 1 o'clock. I'll be there. Oh, it'll be wonderful to see you again. Goodbye, Al.
Who's Al?
An old school chum of mine. Didn't I ever mention Al Bennington to you?
No, you never did. Must have been a big item in your life. The way you were practically crooning over the phone there.
Well, I always was fond of Al. It's been years since we've seen each other. And something wrong, dearie?
Nope.
You,
I don't remember this one.
would you like me to fry some more eggs?
Nope.
What's the matter?
Nothing's the matter. My gosh, just because my wife gets a phone call from somebody I never heard of that she was very fond of in school and snaps at a lunch date like a bullfrog snapping at a water bug, why should anything be the matter? What?
Do you mind me going downtown for lunch? I mean, I could have Al out here if you...
Why should I mind? You could have lunch with the entire Elks Club Drum and Bugle Corps in full uniform. I wouldn't raise the shortest hair in either eyebrow. Al Bennington is of no interest to me whatsoever. What's he do, a retired bootlegger?
Of course not. Al is a very successful author. Writes romantic novels.
Ah, romantic. The junk they write nowadays. Give me the real fine old classics like Tom Swift and his Plastic Cheeseburger. Or the Five Little Peppers and how they swiped the doggy out of the window.
Al's novels are very popular.
I don't care about Al's cheap novels or about Al. I'd just soon we didn't even mention Al again. What's Al look like?
Oh, about your height. Slimmer, though. Always did have a nice figure.
And pray tell, what's wrong with my figure?
Nothing, dearie, nothing at all.
Maybe I ain't built like a Greek statue. Maybe I have put on a few pounds around the middle. But I put 'em on in the American way, with a knife and fork in my own home. I'd take another guy's wife to lunch in swank hotels.
McGee, you sound just like a jealous husband. Believe me, you have no cause to be jealous of Al Bennington. Why, Al and I...
Who's jealous? My gosh, I just don't like people comparing the way my structure is constructed to the way other people's structures are.
Wait, dearie, come in. Oh, good morning, Dr. Gamble.
Good morning, my dear. And a nod in your direction, vacuum top.
Hi, Bulgernon.
Bulgernon, what's that?
Well, if that's what your name ought to be. Guys named Algernon are called Algie. If there ever was a guy that ought to be called Bulgy, you're the one.
Let him dribble, Molly.
Huh?
I find it quite amusing to be called bulgy by someone who's beginning to resemble a basketball wrapped for mailing.
I think we'd better change the subject. Himself is a little sensitive about his figure today.
No, I feel better now that Fatso's here. Besides, I could lose weight if I wanted to.
I'm sure the doctor could, too.
As a matter of fact, I tried it at one time, Molly.
Yeah?
For a very good reason. I met a girl, and Cupid shot an arrow into my heart.
Oh.
What you mean, arrow? Kid must have used a harpoon to get through all that leather.
You mean your girl wanted you to lose weight, Doctor?
No, it was just my own pride, Molly. She was crazy about me. Thought I was Casanova, Don Juan, and Romeo, all rolled into one. Only trouble was I looked like it.
Do, Doc, go on a diet?
Yeah, and it was murder.
Yeah?
For 2 weeks, I lived on nothing but turnip top, skimmed carrot juice, and wheat germ with the wheat removed.
Lose much? No, I gained 5 pounds.
You gained? How in the world could that happen?
Frankly, Molly, I was baffled. My only clue was that I always went to bed starved, but got up in the morning feeling great.
Hey, I bet you I know what happened. I bet you walked in your sleep.
That's the conclusion I reached when I woke one night with a roast turkey in my hand and the tail of my nightshirt caught in the icebox door.
Well, was that the end of your dicing,
It
Doctor?
was indeed. I told my girl that she could take all of me. So we set the date and headed for the church.
Hey, but you always been a bachelor, Doc. What happened? What happened?
My pride again.
Oh?
There wasn't room enough for her to walk down the aisle beside me, and I was too proud to carry her on my back.
Go on, kid. Go on.
Billy Mills from the orchestra, Big Mabu.
Well, I guess I better start upstairs and get ready for my luncheon date.
Now, you hop to it, kiddo. Better hurry up. You might be late. You only got 2.5 hours.
Well, I do want to look my best when I'm going to lunch at the Ritz Vista, you know.
Oh, sure. Big deal. Poof.
Oh, dear, I wish you wouldn't get all upset, McGee, just because...
My dear, if you think I'm upset just because you're going to lunch with your dear old school chum that I hope you eat $27 worth on, you're sadly mistaken. I don't even remember what his name is.
Whose name?
Al Bennington.
You see, you do remember. You're jealous.
Not me, baby. If anybody ought to be jealous of old school chums, you ought to be. I had a few in my day.
Really?
Betcha. Like Virginia Holly that sat in front of me in history class. We was always exchanging notes during the history quizzes.
Love notes?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd write, I think you're cute. Who discovered the Pacific Ocean? And she'd write back, you're cute too, Daniel Boone.
Virginia must have been a doll.
Yeah, she was just one among many. Every girl in that class wanted to get their hands on me.
You don't say.
Yeah. They voted me the boy they'd most like to take the Vaseline out of his hair. Yeah, I had a cowlick in them days, and I put God...
I'm sure you were the idol of the opposite sex, dearie, but I really must get dressed now. I'll be down soon.
Okay. Ah, there goes the good kid. Thinks I'm jealous of her old school chum. And she's so right. George, I ain't gonna let her know how much I'm...
Hello, pal.
Oh, hi, Junior.
Hey, what's the matter with you, pal? You sound a little gloomy.
Oh, some guy named Al that Molly used to go to school with called her, and she's gonna have lunch with him down at the sump room at the Ritz Vista.
Well, that's perfectly harmless, pal. Gee whiz, you don't have to worry about Molly. You're not jealous, are you?
You said it, I'm jealous. Doggone it, I never been up against anything like this before, Hilo. I don't know what to do. Should I run away from home? Or should I just leave her a note and go throw myself in the Fairgrounds Lagoon? Shallow end, of course, among the lily pads.
Well, I know what I'd do if I were you. I'd give her the old romantic treatment.
Romantic treatment?
Mm-hmm. Pitch a little woo at her, boy. Be so attentive and affectionate to her that she'll never give a thought to anybody else again.
Get gooey, huh?
Right. Look, go out to Dugan's Lake tonight. Take Molly out in a boat. An aluminum boat.
An aluminum boat?
Yeah. Yeah. One of those beautiful lifetime aluminum boats made of Reynolds aluminum. Just drift around the lake in it while you whisper sweet nothings in her ear.
Wouldn't the sweet nothings mean nothing in a wooden boat?
Now, this is the woman you love. For her, the best.
Yeah, that's right. Aluminum.
A lifetime aluminum boat with the hull stamped out in one solid piece. That's the thing to take her out in, pal. Rust-proof, seamless, leak-proof, everlasting aluminum.
Is it okay if I take my mandolin along? It's wood, but it sounds like aluminum.
Sure. Take it along. That's the sort of thing women go for.
Yeah.
Music, moonlight, and a handsome aluminum boat. Yeah, you get them out on a moonlit lake, and they're mighty easy to handle.
The women?
No, the boats.
Oh.
Boy, how the women love those aluminum boats. They're strong and sturdy, but they're light as a feather. Without a bit of effort, you can hold them in your arms.
The boats?
No, the women.
Oh.
Makes them feel romantic, drifting around the lake in a bright, modern, lifetime aluminum boat. And boy, how they can travel. When you take a paddle to them, pal, they go.
The women?
No, the boat.
Oh.
That's why I say take Molly out in an aluminum boat, which needs no care. Because the women we love deserve the best we can give them. What would we do without them, pal? They're mankind's greatest gift.
The boats?
Yes.
Oh. And
they're really wonderful with outboard motors, you know. If you take a lifetime aluminum boat and an outboard motor on your vacation, pal, you'll really love it.
Hey, look, Junior, I'm not going on a vacation. I'm making Molly forget a guy named Al, remember?
Oh, yeah. Worked so good, I forgot him myself.
Yeah.
Well, anyhow, that's how I'd handle this thing.
Yeah?
Yeah. The average man can make a woman think he's the handsomest, most charming guy that ever lived if he gives her the treatment I suggested.
Just an aluminum boat and a mandolin will do it, huh?
Well, in your case, it might take a steam yacht and a pipe organ. Come on, pal.
Maybe giving Molly the romantic treatment ain't such a bad idea at that. Maybe if I'm real charming, she won't even go to lunch with that character. Boy, I'll be so dad-ratted gallant, she won't know what I'm doing when I start.
Hey, McGee, I need your help. This dress button's down the back and I can't reach it.
Don't move.
Huh?
Don't move. I always want to remember you just the way you are. Standing there with your eyes flashing, your ruby lips gleaming, and your dress unbuttoned down the back.
Heavenly days, what's this all about?
Oh, just a small tribute of my esteem to a lady I'll always be esteemed up about.
Well, thank you. I'm deeply grateful. Deeply flabbergasted, too.
You know I always been yours to command, my dear. Would you like me to yank a fistful of stars out of the sky, or chuck some rose petals around for you to trample on, or perchance skin a grizzly bear and bring you its hide fresh with dew? Name the task, Tootsie, and I'm your boy.
I've already named it. Button me down the back.
Seems kind of tame, but okay. Don't leave us let this moment die, kiddo. Leave us let it last forever. You here beside me, and me here beside you, with nobody besides us beside us. I'll spend the day whispering sweet nothings into one ear and singing I'm a ding-dong daddy from Dumas into the other.
It sounds wonderful, dearie, but some other time. I've got to keep my lunch date now with Al Bennington. Am I buttoned?
Yeah, you're buttoned.
Thank you. Look, McGee, why don't you come along and have lunch with us? You'd like Al.
No, sir. Very kind of you to invite an outsider to your touching little reunion, my dear, but no thanks. This little piggy stays home.
Well, I've got to go finish putting on my makeup. If you change your mind, let me know.
I stand here pouring my heart out to her, buttoning her up like a Parker House roll. Hoping she'll call off her date, and what happens? Come along with us, she says. You like Al, she says. Boiled in a barrel of crankcase drainings, I'd like Al. George, if I ever said I... Come in. Oh, hi, Ole.
Well, hello, McGee. You by yourself? That's your missus.
No, she's upstairs, Ole. Getting dolled up to go meet some guy she used to go to school with. He's taking her to lunch at the Ritz Vista. And doggone it, I'm worried.
Right. They have very good food at the Ritz Vista.
Not the food, Ole. I'm worried because she's going out with another guy.
Oh, that's silly, McGee. She wouldn't care about another fella when she's got a husband like you.
You sure?
That's sure, I'm sure. Just look what a good-looking fella. Well, just look how much money. Well, just look what a fine physique. And no wonder you're worried.
Nothing to make jokes about, Ole.
Well, who's making jokes?
Gee whiz, you never had this kind of trouble at your house. I'll bet all the years you've been married, your wife never even looked at another guy.
That shows what you know.
Yeah?
One time my missus had a terrible case on a fellow. Went to see him every day while I was at work.
No kidding.
Spent my hard-earned money on him, too.
My gosh, what'd you do about it?
I knocked off 10 cents a day from our allowance.
10 cents.
Missus, I say, I won't stop you from seeing Clark Gable every day, but by golly, you cut out the popcorn.
Well, that ain't exactly the same kind of a...
I'm all ready. Oh, hello, Ollie.
Hello, missus. My ain't he dressed up today?
Yes, I have a luncheon date. McGee, I'm going to the beauty shop for a hairdo first, and from there to the hotel. Our date is 1 o'clock, so why don't you meet me in the lobby and have lunch with us? I'd like Al.
Oh, no, not me. I'll just sit here in this empty house and wait. Alone.
Well, I've got to rest, McGee. I'll miss you, dearie.
Yeah, you missed him that time, too, missus. You better took another run at it.
That, she ready? Yeah. Quick, watch her out the window, please.
Come on. It's a nice dress you got on. The button crooked in the back, but when you see one dress button crooked, you've seen them all.
Let me know when she's out of sight. As soon as she's gone, I'm going to beat it down to the hotel ahead of her. I'll hide around the lobby and see what this Al Bennington guy looks like.
Oh, I wouldn't care if he looks like Clark Gable, McGee. You shouldn't do that.
What do you mean?
She's your own missus, McGee. You just gotta trust her, that's all.
Huh?
Any fella that don't trust his mistress don't deserve to have one.
Yeah, but gee whiz, Ollie.
Besides, I can't go with you anyhow. I gotta go home and fix the screen in the living room.
Fix the screen? Is it busted?
No, but it will be.
What you mean?
My missus tells me they got a Clark Gable picture on the television tonight. That's the screen I'm gonna fix. I'd take the living daylights out of the thing. I'd bust it at 90 million.
Now, wait a minute.
The King's Men and Me and Marie.
You ought to see it to me and Marie by the old seaside. By the ocean we pet and we pet and we pet till we get swept out by the tide. You may have been to Coney and kept both of your eyes open wide, but you ought to see me and Marie by the old seaside. You ought to see little me and Marie by the old seaside. By the ocean we set and we pet and we pet till we get swept out by the tide. You may have been to Coney and kept both of your eyes open wide, but you ought to see me and Marie by the old seaside. Only me and my Marie together. It's beautiful beside the sea together. We love to linger in the breezy weather as long as we be together. If you want to see a thing of beauty, you should take it cool with my little cutie by the old seaside. For when once we get the proper step, we begin a fest and go on a fest till we end. We get such an awful wet from the side. If we talk about that in just a minute, then we walk about like a kid today till we finally find a spot where we can hide. Then until the crowing of the chickens, me and my Marie proceed to raise the tickets by the old seaside.
Hotel sure is packed today. If I could stay here behind these spotted palms, I can spot Molly and that Al Bennington when they come in the front door. Just want to see what kind of a guy my wife...
Hello, Mr. McGee.
Oh, hello, Wimp.
I knew it was your head peeping through the palm leaves.
Oh.
I was with Mr. Frobisher, and he said it was the coconut. But I said, no, that's Mr. McGee.
Yeah, that's me. I just come in to cool off. Boy, I'm hot. What are you doing here?
I've been attending the regular monthly luncheon of the Wistful Vista Bird Watchers.
Oh?
Oh, we had a dandy today.
Something special, huh?
Yes. The hotel chef prepared a lovely menu for us.
Oh?
On each plate was a mound of spinach arranged in the shape of a bird's nest.
Oh.
Inside the nest were tiny boiled potatoes egg size, and on the edge of the nest was a large meatball carved in the shape of a bobolink, holding in its beak a piece of spaghetti in the shape of a worm.
He sure got into the spirit of it.
Now we're all going to Walt's Malt Shop for a hamburger.
On top of all that food?
Oh, it was so cute we didn't have the heart to eat it. We just let it sit there while we had the songs and speeches.
Songs and speeches, huh?
Yes. We opened with our bird watcher's anthem.
Oh.
Off we go into the wild woods yonder, watching birds little and big. You may see a lavender sapsucker or the blue thingamajig.
Boy, that song ought to go places, Wimp. Maybe you ought to go with it.
I knew you'd like it. After the anthem, Mr. Frobisher delivered an address on buzzards. Do they really fly high down in Mobile? This was followed by a humorous reading from Mrs. Clatterhatch entitled, Who Put the Aureole in Mrs. Murphy's Camisole?
Boy, you really lived it up today.
Then I spoke.
Oh, you spoke.
My talk was on the habits of the northern South Dakota bentbeak.
The bent beak?
Yes. The bentbeak is a bird with remarkably keen hearing.
Oh?
It can hear worms crawling deep in the ground, even under a concrete sidewalk.
No food.
When it hears a worm under a concrete sidewalk, it doesn't stop to consider, but just hauls off and pecks away. Hence the name, bentbeak. Well, I must join the other bird watchers, Mr. McGee. Goodbye.
Yeah, so long, Walter. Glad he left before Molly and Al Bennington got here. I've been keeping an eye on the front door, and I know they haven't...
Hello, dear.
Oh, my gosh. Hey, how'd you get in here?
Through the side door while you were watching the front.
Well, what you mean watching? I haven't been watching. I came in...
I had a hunch I'd find you here in the lobby.
Yeah, but Molly, I just happened
Sure enough, there you were, propped behind a potted palm like a stag at bay.
Well, doggone it, Molly. A guy's got a right to see who his wife's having lunch with. You said this Al Bennington was a writer, and some of them writers can't be trusted. They live in attics and grow beards and spout poetry that ain't got rhymes on the end. Maybe this Al's a bad egg.
Well, we'll just settle that right now. Come on now, you're going to meet Al and have lunch with him.
No, sir. You think I want people to think I don't trust you?
Come on.
I ain't the type to prise into your business. You go have your lunch. I'll look at him through the window. Now, quit pulling me.
Al?
No.
Oh, Al, here I am. Over here.
No, let go of my arm, Molly. I'm going home. I'm not going to...
Al, it's so nice to see you, and I want you to meet my husband. Well, how do you do, Mr. McGee? I've heard so much about you. This is her. Alice Bennington, my favorite author. Her friends call her Al.
Hi, Al.
You seem a little surprised, Mr. McGee. Don't I look the way you thought I'd look?
Well, frankly, Al, no. But gee, Al, you sure look fine to me, Al. Yeah.
Now, will you join us for lunch, dearie?
Join you? I'll pick up the check, kiddo. Hey, garçon, the best table in the house. Toot sweet. Ah, this will be a delightful literary treat. You wrote any good books lately, Al? I loved your last one about...
Fibber and Molly will be back in a moment. This year, the Ford Motor Company is celebrating its 50th anniversary. The Reynolds Metals Company salutes Ford on this full half-century of automotive progress, a half-century that almost coincides with the practical development of aluminum. Ford's early Model Ts and Model As had none of the modern metal in them. Today's brilliant new Fords use aluminum in many vital parts, for strength with lighter weight, for rust-proof permanence, for economy and safety. An even more striking demonstration of aluminum is Ford's experimental car, the Continental X, on which Reynolds engineers have worked closely with Ford engineers in developing many new aluminum features. The Continental X contains more than 400 individual aluminum parts compared to 20 or 30 in the average car on the road today. That's Reynolds aluminum, made by the Reynolds Metals Company, pioneers of progress through aluminum.
Well, we're almost home, dearie. It was a wonderful lunch, wasn't it?
Yeah.
How'd you like my friend Al Bennington? Aren't you ashamed for acting so jealous?
Kiddo, I sure learned my lesson today. So help me, I'll never do a thing like that again as long as I live.
Act like a jealous husband, you mean?
Oh, no. Offer to pick up the check for a stranger. That old school chum of yours eats like a horse. Good night.
Good night, Al.
Reynolds Metals Company, pioneers of progress through aluminum, has brought you Fibber McGee and Molly, transcribed with Bill Thompson, Arthur Q. Bryan, Dick LeGrand, Paula Winslow, and me, Harlow Wilcox. By the way, next Sunday is Father's Day. This is the one day in the year the American family pays tribute to the man who devotes the rest of the year to them. Don't forget to show him that he is appreciated. Sunday night is also the time to see Mr. Peepers, starring Wally Cox on NBC television. And be sure to be with us again next Tuesday night. Good night.
It's June and vacation time across the nation. And to millions of Americans, vacation time means a trip in the family car. When you drive to and from your vacation this summer, be sure to observe the speed laws. Remember, driving is a full-time job. Take your tip from the professional truck driver and keep alert. For at high speeds, you can get into trouble fast through inattention to the road ahead. Slow down at sundown and always drive according to the prevailing road conditions. The life you save may be your own. Tonight, play Two for the Money with Herb Schreiner on NBC.
The Reynolds Aluminum Program with Fibber McGee and Molly. Reynolds Company, makers of Reynolds Aluminum, presents Fibber McGee and Molly, transcribed. The show is written by Phil Leslie and Keith Fowler and directed by Max Hutto, with music by the Kingsmen and Billy Mills Orchestra. Summer is when you really appreciate having modern gutters around the eaves of your house. Reynolds Lifetime Aluminum Gutters. Lead your downspouts into well-sunk tiles, and pouring rains won't flood your terrace or patio, won't beat down your garden. You can often prevent seepage into your cellar, too, by properly draining off the flood of water from your roof. What's more, these handsome Reynolds Lifetime Aluminum Gutters really beautify your home. Beautify it permanently because they're rust-proof, non-staining, always new-looking. And this permanent improvement costs so little. Gutters for an average six-room house can cost as little as $60, maybe less. A handyman can easily put them up himself, just with slip connectors, no soldering. Ask your dealer about Reynolds Lifetime Aluminum Gutters. Or send a postcard addressed to Gutters, Reynolds Metals Company, Louisville 1, Kentucky. Like a lot of Americans these days, Mrs. Molly McGee is busy with civil defense work. And like a lot of other Americans, Mr. McGee is too busy with other things. Right now, for instance, he's just coming down from the attic with an armload of what he fondly refers to as his sports equipment. As we join Fibber McGee and Molly.
My fishing tackle out, Molly. I thought I might as well bring down all this stuff down here.
Well, good. I'll help you carry it out back. The junk man will be here tomorrow.
Junk man? Are you kidding, Tootsie? That is my sports equipment. I brought it all downstairs so I can look it over and see what needs fixing. This is all valuable stuff, Molly.
I recognize the fishing tackle and the golf clubs, but where'd you get that sad-looking tennis racket with the baggy strings?
This tennis racket, my dear, happens to be a snowshoe.
Where's the other one?
I only got one.
One snowshoe? Well, now, that is a priceless item. Ought to come in very handy if you ever want to play hopscotch in a snowbank.
Well, it's not actually my snowshoe, Molly. It's Uncle Dennis's.
Uncle Dennis's?
You remember a couple of years ago when he was gone for about 3 weeks one time, and then I found him asleep on the front porch when I brought in the morning paper?
Yes.
Well, that snowshoe was tucked in under the tail of his coat.
Where did he get it?
He didn't know. He always figured he must have got booted out of an Alaskan bar by an Eskimo bartender. There was no way to check back and find...
Never mind the details.
Okay.
Poor Uncle Dennis was just forgetful, that's all. He probably bought it someplace.
Yeah, probably wanted to play hopscotch in the snowbank. Boy, he was the kind...
Now, that's enough about Uncle Dennis.
Okay.
Look, I have to go downtown after a while to a civil defense meeting, dearie. 1 o'clock, so if you'll just...
Another meeting, huh? You and Mabel Toop still busy guarding the nation, are you, Tootsie?
Well, we're still working 2 nights a week as aircraft watchers with the Ground Observer Corps, if that's what you mean.
Well, good for you, Mrs. McGee. Good for you. I'll drive you downtown to your meeting, but I got important things to do today.
So I see.
I got to overhaul all this sports stuff today and get ready for summer. First thing I'm going to do is give this fly rod a coat of varnish because I'll be using it a lot this summer.
Come in. Oh, hello, Mr. Wimple.
Oh, hi, Wimp. Don't step on my fly rod there.
Hello, folks. Are you going fishing?
No, not today, Wimp. I'm just sorting over my stuff, fixing it up. What's the book under your arm there? Bird book?
Oh, no, this is my Ground Observer's Guide, Mr.
No kidding. You too?
Oh, McGee, he was one of the first to volunteer.
Oh.
Where is the post you work in, Mr. Wimple?
Oh, it's just a dandy location, Mr. McGee. Right on the very tip top of Dugan's Hill.
Do you see much out there, Wimp?
Oh, I'll say.
Yeah.
It looks right down on Lover's Lane, and the cars are... Oh!
Is there another
Do we see
version?
much in the air?
No version?
Sorry, Mr. Wimple, is it a busy post?
Well, yesterday, for instance, I spotted
Is
3
it
airplanes,
2 in 1
2
or
lost kites,
2
a weather
different?
balloon, and a pair of red chisel rump Peruvian goggle ducks.
3 in 1.
Well, you keep your eye on the sky, boy. I gotta go find some fly rod varnish and varnish my fly.
What shift do you work at the observation post, Miss Wimple? I've been working 2 nights a week at mine.
Oh, I work days, Mrs. McGee. Sweetie Face doesn't allow me out at night.
Not even for civil defense?
When I'm with her, Mrs. McGee, I don't think much about civil defense. I concentrate on self-defense. Well, off to work. Bye.
You know where my fly rod varnish is? I left it out on the back porch the last time I used it, and it's not there.
I haven't the slightest idea. Was it expensive?
It was a 2-bit bottle, and it was almost half full. Gee whiz, kiddo, I can't afford it.
Hold it to me,
Oh, hi, Ollie.
Hello, Ollie.
Yeah, hello, Mrs. Hello, McGee. You stopped by to bring you something that you left at Dad's Club, McGee.
Oh, yeah? What'd I leave, Ollie?
2 of your alfalfa cigars in the locker room.
Oh?
Here they are.
Oh, gee, thanks, Ollie, but... Gee, you didn't have to bring them to me.
Oh, yes, I did. Huh? Your locker is next to the ventilator that goes into the gymnasium. And the volleyball players were slopping like flies.
No, I don't blame them all.
Ah, them panty wastes. Well, thanks anyhow, Ollie. Here, you want one?
No, I'm a panty base too, McGee.
By the way, Ollie, Mrs. Toops tells me you have company at your house this week. From Europe, too?
Yeah, we got a relative that comes to Sponge for a couple of weeks, Mrs.
Yeah?
He works in the place where they take fat off the people.
Oh?
He's what they call a mansour.
No, you mean a masseur, Ollie.
Yeah, he's from Paris, you know, one of them French misters.
Oh, well, that is a monsieur, Ollie.
McGee, you said it was mansour.
I thought you meant masseur.
I said mansour.
Well, you said he works in a place where they take fat off of fat people. Them places are called a massage parlor. A guy that runs them is a masseur.
Did you ever try taking off weight, McGee?
Why, certainly. Did you?
I do it every day.
All right, so what do you call a place where the room is full of steam and the fat just pours off of you?
The furnace room at Dad's Club.
Come on over and I'll lend you my shovel. So long, mister. So long.
Downtown to my meeting, McGee. Do you need the car?
Oh, I'll drive you down there, kiddo. I gotta go downtown and pick up some fly rod varnish. Hey, wait a minute. Maybe I don't have to go downtown at that. I think I know where I put that fly rod varnish. It's right here in the hall.
No, dearie, buy a new bottle. Don't open it.
Here's my varnish. All dried up.
Billy Mills in the orchestra and No Other Love.
I'll walk you as far as your defense headquarters, and then I'll go on down to the hardware store and get my fly rod varnish.
Well, I'll meet you back at the car.
Okay. And look, Molly, I'm not against this airplane watching you're doing, kiddo.
That's nice of you.
I just merely don't know what you and Mabel Dukes can do that the United States Air Force can't do. And do better. My gosh, I'm as patriotic as the next guy, Molly. If an enemy ever attacked this town, I'd be the first guy to grab my shotgun and run for the cellar.
The cellar?
Sure, shoot him in the feet. That's the way you cut him down. You don't have...
Wait, here comes Cora Burns.
Oh, from Low Small Shop. Oh, hi, Cora.
Hello, Cora.
Hello, Mr. and Mrs. McGee. What'll it be?
Huh?
Oh, I'm so used to saying that behind the counter that I... How are you both?
Oh, just fine, Cora. I'm on my way down to a defense meeting. I'm a ground observer.
Oh, watching for airplanes. Well, good for you, Mrs. McGee. I'm kind of a veteran at that kind of stuff myself, you know.
You?
Oh, I done a lot of work for the Air Force during the last war, you know. My folks lived out close to the air base. They had a cleaning shop out there, and when the war broke out, I said to myself, Cora, I says, what can you do for the war effort?
A good question.
So, I become what they call a spotter for the Air Force.
Oh, a spotter. Aircraft spotter, huh?
No, a uniform spotter. I didn't wear spots. I got kind of restless, though, so I went and I joined the WAC.
My goodness, I didn't know you were a WAC, Cora.
Yes, that's where I met Marvin, you know, my husband.
Oh, he was in the wax, was he?
We were at the same base, Mr. McGee.
Oh.
He outranked me, of course. I guess that's why I looked up to him so.
So an officer, was he?
No, private first class. We met on the garbage detail.
That's romantic.
Oh, I remember when he proposed to me. He said, Cora, if we ever get out of the service, I'm going to marry you and take you away from all this.
Oh, how sweet.
Yeah. Well, I got to get on down to the malt shop and put out the garbage. See you.
Cora is. Hey, where's your meeting going to be?
Right across the street there, over the bank.
Oh.
I wish you'd come with me and volunteer to help, McGee. We really need people.
No, thanks, Justine. I got to get some fly rod varnish from the hardware store.
Ah, for goodness.
Well, I'm helping civil defense that way. Gee whiz, one of the greatest assets this country has is the health of our people, Molly. And there's nothing healthier than going fishing. So by varnishing my fly rod, I'm actually... How'd she get across that street so quick? See you later, Molly. Back at the car. Last time I'll trade with that hardware joint. 39 cents for a little bottle of rod varnish that I only paid 2 bits for, the same size bottle in 1930. Boy, the way the cost of living has gone up, it's that soon. Oh, hi, Junior. Where are you off to in your Sunday suit, son? This is Tuesday, remember?
I'm on my way over to the high school, pal. I am delivering the commencement address to the graduates.
No.
How about that?
No kidding. You? Big public speaker, huh?
Yep. Been working on my speech all week. My title is The Bright New World. You like it?
Well, that sounds about normal for a graduation speech. I wonder if anybody ever thought of addressing a bunch of graduates on the evils of having to get out and go to work, or the classroom into the fire.
No, pal. You want to make these things inspirational.
And I thought I was.
Happy. I open by telling the graduates their future is entirely up to them.
Well, that ought to scare the junior out of them.
I tell them that each and every one of them can make this a brighter world to live in.
The only world we got, so they might as well do the best they can.
As you walk through life, I say, it is within your power to make everything you touch gleam all the more brightly for your having passed that way.
Hey, that's good. I suppose they do that with a smile and a cheery handshake.
No, they do it with a paintbrush and a can of shining liquid aluminum.
For the love of Edgar Guest, that's the...
I tell them how they can paint their metal screens, tools, basement pipes, gutters, fences, almost anything with beautiful liquid aluminum made with Reynolds aluminum pigment.
Yeah.
How it protects and preserves against rust and decay.
Will it protect them against long speeches? Because that's the protection they're going to need when you...
Then I switch to the subject of friendship.
Friendship?
Yes. I point out that true friends are a wonderful thing.
Oh, yes.
Something to cherish always. And I bring in the fact that one of their best friends is their local paint dealer.
Oh, this is...
The man who handles liquid aluminum with the gleaming foil label.
Yeah.
In every size container from half a pint to 5 gallons.
Well, sure.
Liquid aluminum made by so many leading paint manufacturers using Reynolds aluminum pigment.
Yeah.
Liquid aluminum...
Hey. Look, Loomy.
Yes, pal.
I'm working over my fishing tackle today. You want to go fishing tomorrow, Dugan's Lake?
I'd love to, pal, but I'm being given a big honor tomorrow afternoon over at the college.
The college?
Yes. They're conferring an honorary D.A. degree.
Oh, you mean B.A., Bachelor of Arts.
D.A., Doctor of Aluminum.
I'll say one thing, he sure earned it. He's been doctoring me with aluminum in every shape and form since the... Oh, hey, old-timer, hi.
What you doing downtown, bumming?
You want that green apple?
Because it's a very fine picture of the
Is that what
Bijou
the
this
green
week.
ones are?
New kind of movie, 2D.
Yeah, well,
Eyeglasses or nothing.
Yeah.
Just sit there and look at a flat sheet with a lot of flashers on it. Very restful.
I'm not going to the movies now. I got to meet Mom.
He went to see it last night.
Yeah.
So wonderful time.
Good.
Sat down in the balcony all evening. Me eating popcorn and Bessie holding hands.
Bessie holding hands with you mean?
No, I was eating popcorn. Bessie was holding hands.
Yeah, but whose?
Whose? Well, he's hers.
first. Bessie's pet dachshund, Pan. Oh. She was holding him in the movies while I ate the popcorn. Okay. You ought to listen closer, Johnny. You wouldn't have to repeat so much.
I started to tell you a while ago, but you wouldn't shut up long enough. I'm going to meet Molly, and she's at a civil defense meeting.
Civil defense, eh? Yeah. Well, now, that's a very fine organization, Johnny. I'm in favor of it. What do they do?
Molly sits up 2 nights a week and watches for enemy planes. I told her if any aerial battles break out to call me. I'll run and bring my brownie and take some pictures.
Well, I wish I'd known you were interested in that kind of pictures, Johnny. Yeah? I watched a heck of an aerial battle for half an hour last week.
Yeah, my gosh, where'd that happen?
Bessie's backyard.
Huh?
Her papa and the fella next door had a battle over where to put the TV aerial.
Yeah?
I'd go with yours.
Oh, well, where'd the aerial finally wind up?
Around Bessie's papa's neck. You got a welding torch by any chance?
Nope.
Gotta cut that thing off him some way. The poor fella can't get his undershirt off.
When a girl was meet one, she'd get goo before the dawn. Like a snake who meets a mongoose, that young lady was a gone goose. When a girl would meet Don Juan, she'd get goo before the dawn. Like a snake who meets a mongoose, that young lady was a gone goose. Anytime a girl would say, shall we leave a wedding day? One would sigh and try to stall. Be like weddings, not at all.
John wanted to strangle him.
To the lady's eye, strumming his guitar to gain some time. Then he'd make his usual reply, that old reliable Andalusian reply. Keep it gay, keep it fresh, keep your love a lovely dream and never wake it. Make it happy and be happy as you make it. Let it sing like a nightingale and make it gay. Free or you'll never wait. It is the end and enjoy it while you make it. Keep it gay, keep it gay. Keep it gay, keep it fresh, keep it fair. Let it blow.
Another song called Keep It Gay. All right.
Keep your love alive, never wake it. Make it happy and be happy while you make it. Let it sing like a nightingale, make it gay. Or you'll brighten it away. Take it easy and enjoy it while you make it.
Fly right out here on the porch to varnish it, Molly. I can paint better with a north light.
I'll sit out here with you a few minutes before I start dinner. The girl.
Oh, hey, I forgot to ask you how your meeting went, kiddo. You have fun?
Well, it's pretty discouraging, really. There was only a handful of people there. Oh, isn't it Dr. Gamble coming? Yes. I wonder what...
Yeah, that's him, old Lard Bucket himself. I wonder if he'd like to go fishing tomorrow.
I don't know. Hello, Doctor.
Hi, Doctor, old boy.
Oh, Molly. Where were you this afternoon, stupid?
What do you mean, where was I? Stupid. I was down at the hardware store, but of your dad...
We had a civil defense meeting today, and you should have been there. 10,000 people who weren't there should have been there. What's the matter with people in this town, anyhow?
What's the matter with you, you big bully?
Well,
Don't come over here hollering at me, or I'll take my sick business someplace else.
I should live so long.
My gosh, don't tell me the Molly and Mabel Toops have got you out watching for enemy planes, too.
I organized this thing for this town, Bean Brain. Molly, I came to see if you could take Mrs. McDonald's shift for a few hours. She can't make it, and I've got
Oh, of
nobody.
course I can, Doctor.
I'll drive you out there.
I don't need time to get my hat and coat, Doctor. You'll have to get your own dinner, dearie, and I hope you don't mind.
Now you see what you went and done, you big troublemaker. Why don't you go home and roll some pills instead of trying to deprive innocent citizens of their dinner? You trying to bust up my home?
No, but I'll give you a little tip. If an enemy airplane ever sneaks in here, they'll bust up your home, but good.
Ah, poppy feathers. Did you ever happen to hear of the United States Air Force, Doctor? The greatest Air Force in the world?
Did I ever hear of it? Why, you black.
All right. So I got too much respect for our Air Force and the big job they got protecting this country to be pestering them all day long, calling them up to tell them that, hey, fellas, there's an airplane up there. Is that clear?
Oh, nobody could possibly be this stupid.
The heck they can't. I gotta varnish my fly rod.
Look, Sonny, the Ground Observer Corps was organized at the request of the Air Force. They need watchers.
Well, they didn't ask me, Fatso. My gosh, who the heck would fly all the way to Whistlebit to drop any big bombs anyway? Who do you think?
Half the observation posts in this county have nobody to run them. But if another war does come,
Here you go, Doctor. Do you mind getting your own dinner, dearie?
Don't tell him you don't want that.
Oh, it's okay. I'll make out. There's not too much for me to do for my country.
there is a real patriot.
Just let me ask you one question,
No,
Molly.
put you in 55
Do you
minutes
really
and you'll block.
expect to ever see an enemy plane flying over Wistful Vista, baby?
Of course I don't expect them.
Okay.
But we weren't expecting any company at Pearl Harbor either, remember?
Well, don't worry. The Air Force can handle it. Look, there's a plane way off there right now. That's probably the Air Force.
For a motor job.
Right.
B-29, right, Doctor? Incidentally, that aircraft is coming from the west, Doctor.
Yeah. We have no observers in that whole end of the county at all, you know.
Nobody reported that plane because nobody's out there to report it. If it had been an enemy plane.
Hey, look how low that eagle head is flying. Somebody ought to do that. Look at that.
He rattled the cable.
Why, that reckless lemon-headed. Hey, he's advertising something. Circulars floating down all over the neighborhood. By George, I'll report this to somebody. Catch one of them handbills, will ya? They're all over the roof.
There's one drifted in on the floor, Doctor.
I got it. Landed right on my fly rod. Of all the...
What does it say?
Just one big sentence. What if this had been a bomb?
It's a very good question.
Oh, my gosh, a
How
bomb.
is this episode?
Why, that landed smack on my fly rod, Molly. Why, if that had been an enemy bomb, it would have ruined my good fly rod.
Yes, steadily.
That does it. Don't go yet, Molly. Wait, Doc. I'm going with you. I'll run to get my field lesson. My air ain't more than something. I'll stay out there. I'll live out there. I'll be the best dead airplane.
The Reynolds Aluminum Program with Fibber McGee and Molly. Reynolds Metals Company, makers of Reynolds Aluminum, presents Fibber McGee and Molly, transcribed. The show is written by Phil Leslie and Keith Fowler and directed by Max Hutto, with music by the King's Men and Billy Mills Orchestra. Through the weeks past, you've heard described many of the modern uses of aluminum. The rust-proof metal that makes better windows and gutters for your home. The heat-reflective metal that adds to year-round comfort, either as insulation or as roofing and siding for farm buildings. Versatile aluminum that makes strong, safe parts for automobiles. And colorful foil packaging to protect the foods you buy. And, of course, your own favorite Reynolds Wrap, the pure aluminum foil. Now, we want to offer you free a fascinating booklet that is the story of aluminum itself, how it was discovered, what it is, and what it does. It's called The ABCs of Aluminum, and it's interesting reading for anybody, useful information for students and teachers. For your free copy of The ABCs of Aluminum, just address a postcard to Aluminum, Reynolds Metals Company, Louisville 1, Kentucky. That's Aluminum, Reynolds Metals Company, Louisville 1, Kentucky. If there was a fish in Dugan's Lake that had the sources of information and the voice of Gabriel Heater, it would say, there's bad news today. Because a big fishing trip is getting underway at 79 Wistful Vista. Here, in a kitchen full of sandwiches, fishing tackle, and tall talk, we find Fibber McGee and Molly.
Well, the lunch is all packed, McGee, and as soon as the others get here, we'll start.
Boy, oh boy, what a time I and you and Doc and Ole and the Wilcox are going to have out there today, kiddo. I'll murder them fish.
Ah, yes.
I'll swoop down on that lake like a seagull and snag fish faster than you can snag nylons. I'll stack 'em up like firewood.
What about the rest of us?
Oh, you can clean 'em for me.
Well, that's a very generous thought, sweetheart, but don't forget some of the other boys are pretty good fishermen, too.
Ah, them guys. They don't know one fish from another.
Really? They say Dr. Gamble is very good.
Doc Gamble? Pop. That guy couldn't throw a hook into the seat of his own britches. And Tootsie, that is a target. Now, you just relax. Old Dad'll catch enough fish for all of us.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's a present.
I seem to recall that the last time we went to Dugan's Lake, your entire catch was one old rubber boot.
Yeah, the biggest rubber boot hooked there all year, too. A 10-pounder. This time, I hope to hook the mate to it. That's my goal for today. 50 fine fish and a matched pair of boots.
You know, I was telling Mabel Toops how much you enjoy fishing that place, dearie.
Oh, yeah.
I said McGee always gets a boot out of Dugan's Lake. My goodness, don't you get it, dearie? You caught a boot, catch a boot, get a boot?
Ain't funny, Mrs. McGee.
Mabel Toops laughed at it.
Yeah.
You know, I was thinking of sending it to Bishop Sheen, but I guess...
Well, you just watch me. You just watch me fish today, Molly. You're talking to the old master of the fly rod. I'll show all them guys what you're...
Come in. Ah, good morning, Dr. Gamble.
Good morning, my dear.
Hi, Chubby.
Hi, Stubby. You folks ready to head for the lake? Ole and Harlow have gone on ahead.
The lunch is all packed. We'll go in our car.
Boy, I can hardly wait to get out there and show you tadpole ticklers how a real fisherman operates.
I'm glad you started popping off, Scattermouth.
What you mean?
I've talked to the other fellows, and we all agree that we won't stand for any of your fantastic fish stories this trip.
Well, gee whiz. I wish you wouldn't take that attitude, George. You're my buddy. Next to me, you're the best fisherman in the bunch.
Save the soft soap, McGee. You can't get around me with flattery.
I couldn't get around you with a 10-foot tape measure. Worth a try, anyway.
Why not just stick to facts today, dearie? The whole truth and nothing but the truth.
Okay, if that's the way you want it, but it's going to be awful dull. Well, come on, let's get started. Take my tackle box, will you, Molly?
I got it.
Grab the lunch basket, Fatso, and let's get out to the car.
You take it, McGee. That's not the doctor's job.
Why shouldn't he take the lunch out? He'll be bringing most of it back in that blubber-lined pot of his. Come on, let's get out to Dugan's Lake.
Billy Mills and the orchestra and the Maple Leaf Rag.
Ah, there she is, kids. Dugan's beautiful lake.
Yes. Slow down, McGee. There's Holy and Mr. Wilcox waiting for us.
Yeah, I see him. I'll stop right next to him.
Need any help getting your foot out of the floorboard, Fireball?
You worry about me, Doctor. When I stop, I stop. Okay, fellas, here we are.
Well, we just got here ourselves. Hello, Molly.
Hello, Harlow.
Hello, Holy.
Hello, Doc.
Hello, Mr. Wilcox.
Hello, Ole.
Hello, Doc.
Hello, Mrs.
You guys are all through bowing and scraping. Let's go fishing, huh? Help Doc with the lunch basket, Junior. Ole, you grab the tackle boxes. No, you better help Doc with the lunch. Molly, get the tackle. No, Harley, you get the tackle. Molly, you take my fly rod. No, Doc, you
We'll
take...
unload the car, dearie. Just get out.
Get out.
Trying to help. Ah, it's great to get out of doors into the great out of doors.
Perfect weather.
Yep, crisp and clear.
Boy, will I reel him in today. In weather like this, I can't miss like I never do anyhow.
Now it starts to get a little windy.
Ah, good old Dugan's Lake. Reminds me of a place I used to fish up in Wisconsin. Lake Wakaminnie-Pottapooga.
Wakaminnie-Pottapooga.
Yeah, it's Indian. Indian name, meaning maybe fish don't bite here, but watch out for the mosquitoes. It was on that lake that I made the greatest catch of my life.
Here it comes.
Yeah, caught myself a 3-pound rainbow trout.
What's so great about that?
This baby had one little added feature. He could talk.
A talking fish?
Yep. I just hauled him into the boat and was taking him off the hook when he gave me a kind of a dirty look, and he says to me, he says, "Hey, watch it, bud, that hurts."
Oh, this I don't believe.
What do you mean you don't believe him? Did you ever have a hook in your lip? Probably did hurt.
No, pal. Only did.
Anyhow, I figured I could make a fortune with the talking trout, so I sat right down with him there on the shores of Lake Wakaminnie-Pottapooga, and I worked us out a vaudeville act. Taught him a few jokes, a time step, and 2 choruses of side by side, and we were all set for the big time.
Oh, this is just ridiculous.
Let him go, Ole. Just let him run.
I was about ready to go into town and wire a booking agent when all at once the trout went temperamental on me. Yep, started arguing about money. I offered him $100 a week, but he wanted $500.
Pretty ungrateful of him, pal.
Yeah, especially for a fish that never had more than a couple of fins. Well, sir, I finally went up to 200 clams and a bucket of worms a week, but he was stubborn. Look, he says, giving me that cold eye, "I ain't leaving this lake for a cent less than $500, and that's my last word," he said.
I hope it's yours.
Well, it was his last word, all right, because I got tired arguing with him, and I had him for dinner.
Aspirin, anyone?
Is aspirin the strongest you have, Doctor?
McGee, remember the talk we had before we left about tall tales?
Yeah, but what that got to do
I
with...
told you I'd already talked to the boys about this.
Uh-huh.
Now, here's our proposition. We'll forgive you for Lake Wakaminnie-Pottapooga,
But if you make up any more yarns today, we're going to throw you into Dugan's Lake.
yeah, with a 1, 2, 3 and a yo-heave-ho.
Oh, now, gee whiz, fellas.
And I won't lift a finger, boys.
Well, okay, that's fair enough, fellas. I won't exaggerate a thing today. And if I do, you can toss me in the lake. I'll stick to the absolute truth, so help me.
Ah, this'll be the day. Grab your tackle, men, and let's fish.
I'll bring your rod back easy, Molly, and try it once more.
Yes, dearie.
No, Tootsie, no, that ain't the way to cast. You gotta let the fly drop down easy.
Yes, dearie.
Don't plop it down like a scoop of ice cream in a soda.
No, dearie.
And you too, Doc. Don't drift that fly down on the water like a cobweb. You want to pop it down a little, attract the fish's attention.
Yes, McGee.
They won't see it if you don't make a little ripple when you cast it.
No, McGee. How many fish have you caught, Molly?
3. And you, Doctor?
5. And you, McGee?
None. I've been wasting too much time trying to show you amateurs out of the goodness of my heart how to...
McGee, Why don't you move along and fish with Harlow for a while?
Yes, dearie. Visit with Mr. Wilcox.
Well, if you don't appreciate all the advice and tips I've been
Oh,
giving
no,
you...
it's not that, McGee. Your advice is greatly appreciated. I just don't want you around me.
Oh. Oh, well, that's different. I'll go fish with Harlow. Hi, Junior. Thought I'd come over and fish with you a while.
Doc chased you off, huh?
No, I just thought I ought to share myself, Junior. Sort of give all you guys the benefit of my experience as an angler.
Well, you're known all over town as a guy with an angle, I'll say that. Hey, don't step on my rod. I've got it propped across the log there.
Hey, that's no way to fish for bass, Junior.
It isn't?
My gosh, it's a good thing I come over here. I've made quite a study of bass fishing, and I got a few new ideas I'm going to let you in on, boy.
Oh, swell, pal. I just got hold of something new I'm going to let you in on, too.
What's that called?
Yeah, it's the answer to one of your biggest problems.
Yeah? Which problem? How to get a fish hook out of your neck? How to get a fish hook out of your wife? Because that's a real problem, how to get it...
No. The problem of how to keep your house looking new and beautiful. How to avoid those costly paint jobs.
Well...
And the answer is aluminum siding. Yes, aluminum. Finished in a gleaming baked-on enamel that looks like beautifully painted clapboard.
Yeah, but about fishing, Junior, you see, bass fishing is different from fishing for mudsuckers, for instance, on account
Just like aluminum siding is different from wood, because this aluminum siding never needs painting.
Bass don't need painting either on account of
It's
because...
fire-resistant, pal. It's rot-proof. It's rust-proof.
Yeah, bass are rust-proof, too. I've never seen a rusty bass in my whole life.
Being aluminum, it reflects the sun's rays away from your house, keeps it cooler in summer. And what a handsome house it makes.
Yeah, but...
beautiful baked-on enamel lasts for years.
Look, Junior, I come here to fish, not to have my aluminum enameled. I got me a brand new lure to show you.
That's what it gives your house, pal.
Huh?
A brand new allure.
Oh.
New beauty and lasting beauty. Just wash it off with a garden hose, and it looks like new again.
I wish I had a hose to wash you off with, because there must be some way to...
And it lasts because it's aluminum. Reynolds Aluminum. It's the Reynolds Metals Company that supplies leading manufacturers of this modern aluminum siding. Reynolds Aluminum, the greatest advancement...
Hey, Gabby.
Yes, pal.
In the first place, you had a stripe on your line there, and in the second place, it got away.
Oh, that's okay.
My gosh, you'll never catch anything with your rod laying on a log that way. You got to hold it in your hand. When a bass strikes, you got to set the hook. You got to play.
Pal, are you going to tell me how to fish?
Well, that's what I come over here for, to show you how.
Look, I've already got 4 bass. Here, you see them? Pound apiece. How many have you got?
Okay, I'll go fish with Ole. Hi, Ole. Thought I'd come over and fish with you a while.
Wilcox chased you off, huh?
No, I'm just trying to be fair, that's all. Give everybody a break. How are you making out?
I get 6 fish.
Oh, that's not bad for a beginner.
McGee, I was catching fish when you was still shoeing your toes in the crib. I fish all the time back in Sweden.
Oh, you did, eh?
I sure did. Every day I go out with my friend Jan Jensen.
Oh?
That's the one that the girls all call Pretty Boy.
Oh, I see.
Oh, Jensen, he was a good-looking fella.
Yeah, I sort of figured that.
But he liked the fish better than he liked the girls.
Oh?
And near where we lived was a lot of bass that nobody could catch those bass like Jensen could.
Mm-hmm. Big mouth?
No, Jensen was a good-looking fella. He had pike in Sweden, too, and the record for that special kind of pike was caught by Jensen.
Walleye?
No, Jensen was a good-looking fella. The biggest thing he ever hooked was a shark. It was one of those that scares you to look at, you know. But Jensen, he tries to land it.
Shovel nose?
No, Jensen was a good-looking fella. I tell him, cut the line and let the shark go, but he won't listen.
Mm-hmm.
So his rod gets pulled out of his hands and carried away by that big shark.
Hammerhead?
Jensen sure was. Good-looking was talking. Oh, can you talk about fish? Oh, quiet, McGee. Don't move. Stood still.
Huh?
The big bass just rose out there again. I've been watching him. He's a popper.
Where?
Shh, don't stomp the big feet around like that. You'll scare him away.
Where'd he rise? Where is he?
Out by the big rock. I've been watching for an hour, and as soon as he works in close to shore, I'll drop a fly.
Hey, stand back. I'll cast out there. I can reach it.
Oh, don't splash your line out there, McGee. I saw him first.
What do you mean? It's anybody's lake. I got as much right to scare him away as you have.
McGee, for an hour I watched that bass. I'm asking you like a gentleman.
It's a free country. I got a license. If I can get my fly out there to him, I'll... What you laying down your rod for? What you taking off your coat for? What you rolling up your sleeve for? Okay. If that's the way you're going to act, I'll go fish by myself.
and Tenderfoot.
Tenderfoot, come over here. I've got a secret for your ear. Give a tenderfoot a horse and let him make a friend of him. That's a secret he ought to know. Teach him not to be afraid, or that'll be the end of him. That's a secret he ought to know. Let him learn to work and sweat, to roll a cigarette, to ride the range, you bet. He'll be a cowboy yet. Let him wear his Levi's tie, and his cheeks and shafts real low. Let him learn to roll his hat, to answer back real slow. Give a tenderfoot a rope and let him put a loop in it. That's a secret he ought to know. When he brings a critter down, tie off without a droop in it. That's a secret he ought to know. When he's up on these routines, content with pork and beans, he'll know what living means, and he will be a man's man, a cowboy. Let each day sundown, ready for the dinner gone. Let him feel he's earned his money working doggies all day long. When he pulls his velvet tight and fights with all his might for what he knows is right, then he will be a man. A cowboy. Cowboy.
Nobody wants to fish with me, huh? Nobody even wants me around. Okay, I'll show 'em. I'll catch a bass that'll make what them guys have got look like a fugitive from a sardine can. I saw a big one last year up around this bend here, and if I'm lucky... Oh, hi, old-timer. I didn't see you there. What you doing out here, fishing?
You guessed it, Johnny. Wouldn't come all the way out here just to wash my worms.
My gosh, you fishing with worms?
Is there something else to fish with?
Certainly. Gee whiz, all us experts use flies, boy. Worm fishing, that's for kids.
Well, I guess I'm just a child at heart, Johnny. I don't understand fly fishing, but I dig worms.
You never catch anything that way. Let me show you how to use a dry fly.
That's very friendly of you, Johnny. Careful, don't step on that string of bass there.
Bass? Oh. Yeah, I didn't see that.
I'll leave them on the ground because there ain't room for them in my basket. It's full of perch. Now, what was you saying about fly?
Forget it. You got any extra worms?
Oh, handful of them.
Give me one.
Not doing so good, huh?
Frankly, old-timer, I'm desperate. There. Now, stand back, will you? I'm going to cast over by that sunk log over there. Now, watch it. That's where I want it. There. You been out here long?
Fast spell, Johnny. That time this morning right after the big excitement.
What big excitement?
You ain't heard?
No.
A lion escaped from the Wingding Brothers Circus.
A lion?
The town ain't been so electrified since they took down the gas lamps in 1911.
Anybody hurt?
Only the chief of police.
Oh?
He seen the lion coming, yanked out his gun, and shot himself in the foot. The lion meandered on down Oak Street and stuck his head in Hogan's hardware store.
Well.
Most of Hogan is still stuck in a stovepipe that he tried to crawl into. Town was last seen. I got one. I got strike. I see him, Johnny. Hey, look at him strip by.
Oh, brother, I hope I can hold him. Man, oh, man, he...
Wow, look at him break water. Hold him, Johnny. Keep him right up. Keep him line.
Oh, I hope I can land this.
Let him run. Strike him in. Keep him line.
I'm trying to keep him.
Keep him right up. Hold his head down. Okay, keep him line. Keep him line.
Holy smoke, I gotta concentrate.
I'll get the net.
Yeah. He's firing now. He's coming in. Boy, oh, boy. Now watch it with that net. Easy, easy. Here he comes.
I'll get him. Got him.
Holy smoke, look at that bass. Long as your arm.
He's a doozy, Johnny.
biggest big mouth bass I ever seen.
Oh, this is wonderful. Wait till them wise guys around the bend see this baby. Boy, oh boy, this is my day. Well, drag him in the grass there while I get out my pocket scale.
Right? Look at that mouth. Like to have that full of bull moose nickels.
Let me hang the scale on this tree limb here. That's it. Come on now, hang the bass onto it. Careful now. Hook your gill over the hook. That's it.
There you are. Wow. 10 pounds, 8 ounces.
Wow, 10.5 pounds. Why, that's a record. Wait till Doc Gamble and them other mugs that doubted me. Wait till they get... What was that noise, old-timer?
Oh, look over yonder, Johnny. Coming through the brush.
Oh.
If a tall tomcat ain't been taking vitamin pills, that's an escaped lion.
Oh, my gosh, he's heading right for it. What'll we do? Let's do it fast while I got the strength to do it.
Better duck behind that big oak tree and don't get in my way while we're ducking.
Scoot over, will you? Scrunch down, old-timer. Give me room.
Stop clambering all over me, Johnny. Get your hind foot out of my hip pocket.
I don't think the line saw it. He's just sort of prowling around.
He's sniffing at your fish, son.
Sniffing my clavicle, he swallowed it whole. You see that?
Bones and all.
Oh.
Went down his gullet easy as an oyster.
Oh, there he goes, back through the brush, with my big mouth bass for ballast. Well, what do we do now?
I'm going to shake for about 15 minutes. Now run into town with circus folks and tell them where I feed the line.
I'll go tell Molly and the guys what happened. Ah, this is the biggest day in my life. 10.5 pounds that baby weighs. I'm the big mouth champ of the whole county. Fibber McGee, the big mouth champion. Hey, Molly. Hey, Molly. Hey, Molly. Hey, fellas. Hey, Doc. Hey, fellas. I done it. Hey, Ollie. Hey, fellas. I done it.
What is it, dearie? What's the matter?
Stop jumping up and down, McGee. What happened? I done it up the lake with my little fly rod. I caught the biggest bass ever come out of this lake. 10 pounds and 8 ounces.
Great Scott, 10 pounds?
10 pounds and a half.
Good for you, dearie.
Yeah, that's a big fish.
Yeah.
That's great, McGee. Where is it? Let's see it.
Yeah, don't keep us in suspense, pal. Where is it? Show it to us.
Well, I can't show it to you. I hung it on a tree and, well, it weighed 10.5 pounds, you see. Yeah. Well, I was getting ready to bring it over here and...
Well, where is it?
Well, a lion ate it.
Oh, McGee.
That's it. Grab him, fellas. Hey, now, wait a minute.
You made a bargain, blabbermouth. In the lake you
But
go.
it's true. I'm not fibbing. Oh, turn loose to me.
Grab his shoulder leg, then, Coach. I got it. Hold his arm, Stock. Got him.
No, fellas, let go of me. A lion really did.
One and...
No.
two and...
A lion.
three.
No.
You're a good kid. Just can't help stretching the truth.
Fibber Molly, return in a moment. This is the place where we usually tell you some new work-saving, food-saving use of Reynolds Wrap, the pure aluminum foil in kitchen rolls. But in this closing message of the season, we'd like to turn the tables and ask you to tell us what new uses of Reynolds Wrap you have discovered. Every day, the Reynolds Metals Company gets letters and postcards with wonderful ideas that are passed on, so women everywhere can make their kitchen chores easier and their mealtimes more enjoyable with Reynolds Wrap. Why not drop us a line and tell us of your uses for Reynolds Wrap? Just write it on a postcard to Reynolds Wrap, Louisville 1, Kentucky. And let it remind you to check the supply of your pantry shelf. Your dealer has Reynolds Wrap in standard 25-foot and 75-foot jumbo economy rolls. Also heavy-duty Reynolds Wrap, half a yard wide. Made by the world's largest producer of aluminum foil, the Reynolds Metals Company.
Well, McGee, it's time to say goodbye again for the summer.
Yeah, it's been another swell season, hasn't it? How many years is this now on NBC? 65 or 73?
Well, I forget, but we owe a lot of thanks to a lot of nice people.
Yes, we do. All of us on the show here want to thank our sponsor, the Reynolds Metals Company, and thanks to NBC for the use of the hall.
And especially thanks to a lot of good friends who have listened to us every Tuesday night.
We hope you all have a very pleasant summer.
Yes. And keep a tube burning in your radio, will you? We'll be back in the fall.
Good night.
Good night, all.
The Reynolds Metals Company, pioneers of progress through aluminum, has brought you Fibber McGee and Molly transcribed with Bill Thompson, Arthur Q. Bryant, Dick LeGrand, and me, Harlow Wilcox. Don't forget to see Mr. Peepers starring Wally Cox on NBC television Sunday nights. And watch your local papers for our return in the fall. Good night.
Tonight, play Two for the Money with Herb Schreiner on NBC.
Hey, Molly, you seen my hammer anyplace? I gotta have my hammer. You seen my hammer with the...
No, there ain't not since you laid it down last June. Where did you...
Oh, I know. I put it right here in the hall closet.
No, McGee, don't open that box.
Get my hammer out of here.
Yes, it's Fibber McGee and Molly. Every night, Monday through Friday, NBC brings you the Fibber McGee and Molly program, transcribed, written by Phil Leslie and directed by Max Hutt. Meet the safe driver. If you know what makes him stay alive on the highways, you may be able to follow his good example. He's not too hard to find. You can always spot him by the way he drives. He shows courtesy for other drivers by signaling turns and giving them the benefit of any doubt. He knows that speed is his greatest enemy, so he slows down at night, in bad weather, in crowded traffic, and on narrow roads. He knows and obeys the laws written to help save his life. And most important of all, he drives as though the country's highway accident problem is his personal problem, which it is. Remember, few accidents happen with safe drivers. Are you one of them?
Tackle box. Stuffed salmon. Gotta varnish that salmon one of these days. Ah, my old mandolin. And that's it. No hammer.
I found it, dearie. Here it is in the fruit bowl.
Oh, that's where I left my hammer. Give me it, will you? I got work to do today. I'm turning over a new leaf.
With a hammer? What leaf? The one on the dining room table?
I simply mean, my dear, that I have dedicated today to fixing things. I'm going to clean up all the little odd chores that you begged me to do around the house. Today.
Well, hallelujah.
Betcha. Oh, I'll admit that I've been kind of prone to put things off this summer.
You've been kind of prone all summer, I'll admit that. In the hammock, mostly.
Ah, but it's going to be different from now on. You're talking to the new McGee, kiddo. A McGee that's full of pepper, energy, ambition, modesty, and a high sense of responsibility. The old McGee is gone.
Well, get him back here. This new one scares me to death.
You love it. You know what I'm going to do first?
Rest a while?
No. First thing I'm going to do is hang Aunt Sarah's picture back up there on the wall where I took it down from. The time I had to pull the nail it was hung on and used it to tighten the horns on my moose head. When they come loose tonight, Uncle Dennis tried to chin himself on them to prove he could, but he couldn't.
I remember that night. He tried so hard.
One reason he couldn't chin himself is on account of because he's got no chin.
No.
Oh, yeah, his lower lip slopes right into his collar. So hand me Aunt Sarah's picture off the piano there, and I'll get busy.
Oh, dear, now it starts.
Yeah.
Come in. Oh, Dr. Gamble. Do come in, Doctor.
Hiya, Molly. Hello, sonny boy.
Well, if it isn't Dr. George Gamble, U.D.
You mean M.D.?
I mean U.D., the Undertaker's Delight.
Oh, McGee. Pay no attention to him, Doctor.
Oh, it's always a pleasure to see him again, Molly. To listen to that sparkling, witty dialogue from that brilliant mind of his.
Oh, sure.
I'd be a happy man if I had your brains, McGee.
Thank you, Doctor.
In a jar of alcohol.
Very amusing, Fatso, very amusing. But don't stand there, lard bucket. Pull up a sofa and set a spell. Well, what'd you do all summer besides put on 50 pounds or so?
Well, the doctor doesn't look any heavier to me, McGee. Are you, Doctor?
No, as a matter of fact, Molly, I lost a few pounds this summer.
Good for you.
For a few days, that is. Found them later, though. They'd slipped down into my vest.
They're still there, too. Well, you kids go ahead and gab a while. I got work to do here.
He's cleaning up a few little chores for me, Doctor.
Yeah, first thing I got to do is hang this picture of Molly's Aunt Sarah's up. Get a load of this chromo, will you, Fatso? You ever see a puss like that?
Well, I must...
Looks like something a near-sighted duck hunter just shot a broom out from under, don't she?
Now, McGee, don't start on Aunt Sarah.
Oh,
yeah,
well.
she seems to be a very nice-looking woman, Molly. Shouldn't have had the picture taken when she wasn't well, though. She's obviously in considerable pain.
Pain?
What?
Why, she's smiling, Doc. Why, when she turns on her flashy smile, looks like she's getting rid of an olive pit. Boy, she's the type
Now,
of...
McGee, that's enough about Aunt Sarah.
Okay.
She's really a very sweet person, Doctor.
That wealthy aunt, is it?
Oh, that's the one. Loaded. She's richer than cream gravy, healthy as a horse, and tighter than a bullfighter's pants. If Aunt Sarah can't take it with her, she'll hide it someplace, believe you me. Oh, you gotta go, Doc?
Don't rush off, Doctor.
Oh, thanks, but I'd better get along, Molly. I've got to stop by and see a little orphan friend of mine.
Oh?
Promised to take her to a movie this afternoon.
Oh, isn't that nice? A little orphan.
She's the cutest little thing you ever saw, Molly, and just as cheerful as can be. No parents or anything. So I've been trying to brighten up her life a little bit.
Well, now, that's pretty darn swell, you, Doc.
Yes, it is.
Taking time from your busy work to bring a little happiness to an orphan child. How old is she, Doc?
32, and a beauty. See you later, kid.
Heavenly days. You don't suppose Cupid took a shot and hit the doctor this summer?
He couldn't shoot at him and miss, that's for sure. Well, hold this picture now while I drive a nail here. Uh-oh.
What's the matter?
Ah, the hammer handle's loose. Set the picture down. I'll run and get my toolbox out of the basement and tighten this hammer.
It once seemed that everyone in America was named Smith, Jones, or Brown. But that was a long time ago, and the chances are quite good now that the next person you meet will be Mr. Cohen or Miss Perotti or Mrs. Schumann. Perhaps because so many Americans have roots in the countries of the old world, we're anxious to help those in Europe and Asia who are living in need or who are actually starving. That's where CARE comes in. For $6.95, CARE delivers a new budget food package in 14 European countries. Or for $10, CARE delivers baby food, knitting yarn, or a pure wool blanket. If your name is Smith, Jones, or Brown, and you don't know anyone in the war-ravaged countries, CARE will choose a needy family for you, and you'll very likely hear from them after they've received your package. Just send $10 or $6.95 to CARE, New York.
Oh, there was a little brook trout, he daydreamed by the hour. He dreamed that he went fishing and caught Mr. Eisenhower. Oh, the monkey and the coat.
Did you get the picture hung yet? Because
Not yet, Molly. I got to tighten the hammer handle first.
I thought you did that. You said you had something in your toolbox to fix it with.
Well, the toolbox lid is jammed. Lock's busted. I'll have to get my screwdriver and pry the lid off. So...
Hold everything, dearie. You know, this is getting to be just like Tuesday night. You know that, don't you?
It better be. Well, come in.
Oh, hello, Mr.
Oh, hi, Wimp. Come in, boy.
Hello, Stokes.
We haven't seen you for months, Mr. Wimple. Have a nice summer?
Oh, just peachy, Mrs. McGee. Sweetie Face and I...
Who, Wimp?
Sweetie Face, my big old wife.
Oh.
Sweetie Face wanted to go to the seashore for the summer, and I wanted to go to the mountains. We couldn't agree, so I said, dear, I said, I'll get a coin and flip you for it.
Fair enough.
But she said, no, Wallace, I'll flip you for it. And she did. Flipped me over her shoulder and out the window. And I ran through the garage and down the alley and took a bus to Yellowstone National Park. It was lovely.
Yeah, we've seen it.
In newsreel. Did you see the guys here, Mr. Wimple?
Oh, yes. Old Faithful Kaiser. That's an amazing...
No, Wallace, no. Old Faithful, they call it. Not Faithful.
Did you ever lean over it when it went off, Mr. McGee?
Touche.
My goodness. I got my whole face full of Old Faithful, all right. Oh, But I almost forgot what I came by for.
What?
Well, I wrote a sort of a welcome back poem for you and Mrs. McGee.
A poem for us? Well, now, isn't that nice, McGee?
I don't know. I haven't heard it yet.
I'll read it to you. I call it Welcome Back to Mr. and Mrs. McGee, who are going to be heard over this network every night, Monday through Friday, inclusive.
That don't rhyme.
That was just the title, Mr. McGee. The poem goes, Welcome to Mr. and Mrs. McGee, back again on NBC. As I look ahead, it makes me shriek. What'll you do 5 times a week? Goodbye.
And then he walks out.
You know, that's a pretty good question at that.
Yeah, well, maybe I can get back to work here now. Where was I?
Well, you were about to hang Aunt Sarah's picture.
Oh, yeah.
But the hammer handle is loose, so you got the toolbox to get a metal wedge to tighten the hammer handle.
Oh, yeah, and the toolbox lid is stuck, and I got to have the screwdriver to pry it open to get the wedge to tighten. Okay, I'll take it from there, Tootsie.
Good.
Now, let me see once. Where was I? Oh, where'd I put that screwdriver? Screwdriver. Oh, I know. It's in the desk drawer, right where it's handy.
Well, good luck with it, dearie. I want to go put some potatoes on for dinner, so keep at it now, will you?
Okay, Tootsie. Ah, there goes a good kid. And lucky, too. I can't think just why she's so lucky at the moment, but I... Well, my gosh, Teeny. Come on in, sis. Park the frame. Pull up an ottoman to rest your bottom on.
Gee, mister, you haven't changed a bit, have you?
Oh, what you been doing, sis? What's new? Give me a rundown on the latest developments in the lollipop and hopscotch set.
Oh, well, I went to camp this summer. And Willie Toops had the tickle pot. And my little dog, Margaret, he had a kitten. And...
Hold it. Your dog had what?
My little dog, Margaret, he had a kitten.
No, Teeny. You're a little biologically confused here. Dogs don't have kittens.
My dog did, I betcha.
What?
He had a little bitty kitten up a telephone pole, and he wouldn't let him down, so my daddy got a stick.
Okay. How's school? You like it this year?
Oh, sure. It's just wonderful, mister. We got a new teacher, and her name is Miss Matthews.
Oh, Miss Fiditch is gone.
Yeah, well, her name is Miss Matthews, and she's teaching us all kinds of arts and crafts, like making baskets out of grass, making ashtrays with clay, and all kinds of crafts.
Yeah, that sounds mildly fascinating, sis. Well, what do you like best? Which craft?
Sure. Yeah, that's the one I want to learn, but they don't teach that craft.
What do you mean they don't teach that craft? Don't teach witchcraft?
No. No, I asked the teacher. She said no.
Well,
they don't teach it.
Don't teach what?
What you said, witchcraft.
Ah, for the...
Miss Maggie says, now, children, we're going to learn arts and crafts. And she says, what would you like to learn best, Teeny? Which craft? And I said, yes, ma'am. And she said, answer the question. And I said, I did. And she said, witchcraft. And I said, yes, ma'am, witchcraft, because if I could ride a broom...
Yeah, I know. Now, look, sis, it's been very nice talking to you, but I got a little work to do here, so if you don't...
Oh, gee, I like to stay and help you, mister, but I have to go now. I have to meet my mama downtown. She's down at the saloon.
Well, your mother's at the saloon?
The Wistful Vista Saloon of Beauty. She's getting a haircut.
Oh, well, that's not saloon, Teeny. That's salon.
Salon, mister.
Cute kid. But that ain't getting Aunt Sarah's picture hung. I can just get this dad-ratted desk drawer open to get the screwdriver to pry the lid off the toolbox to get the thing to fix the hammer to hang the picture.
Did you get that picture hung yet? Because now what?
The screwdriver I need to pry open the toolbox is in this desk drawer, and look at it. It's locked.
Well, unlock it. Do you know where the key is?
Yes.
Where?
In the toolbox.
Oh, this is ridiculous.
I'll say it is.
Fibber and Molly return in just a moment. You know, a lot of vacations start as a daydream and end as a daydream for lack of money. That needn't happen to you. You can have extra money when you need it. Simply join the payroll savings plan for buying United States savings bonds. When your bonds mature, you'll get back $4 for every $3 you invest. There's your extra money, your vacation, both guaranteed. Ask your employer about buying United States savings bonds to the payroll savings plan. Then join. Heard on tonight's transcribed program were Bill Thompson as Wallace Wimple and Arthur Q. Bryan as Dr. Gamble. The part of Teeny was played by Teeny. And here are Fibber and Molly to say
Good night.
Good night, all.
This is John Wald reminding you that Fibber McGee and Molly will be back tomorrow night at the same time.
Hey, wait a minute. What do you mean tomorrow night? You mean next week? We won't be back till...
You just be here tomorrow, Buster, that's all. Same time.
Okay.
Good night.
Here, Can You Top This? Tonight on the NBC Radio Network.
Who's the letter from, McGee?
Government. Some general, it says on the envelope.
Oh, no, they can't draft you again.
Oh, the heck they...
Yes, it's Fibber McGee and Molly. Every night, Monday through Friday, NBC brings you the Fibber McGee and Molly program, transcribed, written by Phil Leslie and directed by Max Hubbard. Knowing what to do when accident or illness strikes your family is mighty important. The Red Cross trains millions of Americans each year in first aid, water safety, home nursing, and as volunteer nurses' aides. This training enables you to help the victim of an accident or to care for a member of your family who is ill. Volunteer nurses' aides assist professional nurses in hospitals and clinics, in blood centers and with mobile blood collection units. This help requires skill. It is through the Red Cross that you and your neighbor can get that skill, can get that training. Through the Red Cross, you can answer the call of your family and your community. Help make this training possible. Give through the Red Cross Fund.
Well, go ahead, McGee. Open the letter. Which general is it from?
The postmaster general, kiddo. And if he's beefing about my box rent being overdue again, he can just go... Oh, well, listen to this, Molly. Says, Dear Taxpayer.
They can say that again.
Yeah. Says your new administration is conducting a survey of the Postal Department to learn whether you, the taxpayer, are getting the proper service.
That's what I like about new administrations. They're always so friendly, aren't they?
Yep. Says we are asking you, the taxpayer, whether you consider the postal service in your area satisfactory or not. Your prompt reply will help us settle the 777 and so forth and so on. And signed, Postmaster General.
Well, bless their little political hearts. Write and tell them everything is just dandy and to let us know if they have a sale on airmail stamps.
Boy, oh boy, how do you like that? Our own government asking me for advice.
I hope they know how far their necks are out.
Oh, boy, will I give it to them. I'll write them guys a letter that'll melt the bronze plaques off of every post office from Peoria to Punxsutawney, PA. I'll knock them out a nasty note that'll wake up the dead letter office.
I wouldn't be...
I'll blow the lid off the whole dad-ratted postal department. That's what I'll blow the lid off the whole.
Why?
Why? What do you mean, why? The post office wrote and asked me what do I think of the service, didn't they? Naturally, I'm going to write them the dirtiest, most insulting letter I can think up.
Why?
Look, maybe you don't understand, my dear. This is the government. Nobody ever writes anything nice to the government. They want to know what I think of the Postal Service, so
Now, look, McGee, let's face it. Our mail service is just wonderful, and you know it.
Ah.
Every morning, come rain, snow, or stray dogs, that mailman climbs our front steps to bring you a circular or a postcard or a gas bill.
Ah.
And if he hasn't any mail for you, he rings the bell to apologize.
Yeah. Fine thing, waking a customer up just to tell him he's got no mail.
Well, any customer that has to be waked up at 10:30 in the morning doesn't deserve mail. Our postal service is just fine.
Oh, yeah? You call it fine service last winter when I asked the mailman to mail a letter to Fred Nittany, and he says it isn't stamped, and I says, sell me a stamp, and he says I haven't got any with me, and he had to go clear back to the post office to get a 3-cent stamp for me, and when he come back with a stamp, he didn't even have change for a $20 bill. You call that service?
Well, he finally just gave you the stamp, didn't he?
Yeah, I believe he did at that. It was dirty, though. It had sleet and snow all over it.
You're lucky it wasn't blood. If I'd have been that mailman...
Hold it, Tootsie. Come in.
Well, Mr. Oldtimer.
Hello there, kid. Hi, daughter. Hi, Johnny. What's new?
We were just discussing a letter McGee got.
Yeah, you can give me your opinion on it, old-timer. What do you think about the U.S. mail?
Well, now, I was just reading some statistics on that today, Johnny.
Good, what's happened?
Says the average U.S. male today is 2 inches taller than his grandpa was, weighs 160 pounds, likes bebop, baseball, and girls. He spends an average...
No. That's not the kind of mail we're talking about.
We mean the post office.
Oh, he likes to play that, too. The average U.S. male is...
Hey, hold it. I'm trying to tell you I got a letter from the government asking me what I think about the mail service, the post office department. So
Oh, that post office. Well, now, that's a very fine institution, Johnny.
That's what I keep telling him.
I got a soft spot in my heart for the post office, kids. I never walk in there that it don't remind me of Papa.
Your father? Was he a mailman or something?
I never knew, Johnny. Papa left home when I was just a boy. Disappeared into the night. Every day after that, Mama used to go down to the post office.
Oh, waiting for a letter, was she?
Nope. She just went in to admire Papa's picture on the wanted posters. Had a very fine likeness of him, the gendarmes did.
He ever come back home?
Well, it was very interesting, Johnny. I got so sick and tired of looking at that bald puss of Papa's that I snuck in there one night with a charcoal and drew a big head of hair, a mustache, and a full beard onto him. That done it.
What happened?
Cops took a look at it the next morning, went out and arrested General Grant.
Oh, for the love of you,
Papa come home, and him and Mama lived happily ever after. And that's why I love the post office. So long, kid.
So long.
At least once a day, you probably hear the old saying, it takes all kinds of people to make a world. That could very easily be changed to, it takes all kinds of people to make a community. In your community, there are people of different races, creeds, and nationalities. Each of them has something to give to the community, his strength, skill, or knowledge to make it a better place. When you let racial or religious prejudice influence your community life, it's yourself that you're cheating. It's your country's good name that you're tampering with. Let's read the old saying this way. It takes all kinds of people to make a community or a nation strong.
General Postmaster and General write me a letter.
Why don't you just sit down and write the Postmaster General and tell him the Postal Service is just fine?
Oh, no. Not yet, kiddo. I'll think about it a while first.
Well, I can't find anything to complain about, and neither can you.
Well, I'll keep trying, though, till... Hey, what about that big hassle we had with them guys 3 years ago over the Christmas cards? Yeah, the Christmas cards. What about that, the Christmas cards?
You mean the time we got them all out early in December?
Yeah, New Year's Day rolled around, and not one of our cards had been delivered, and I went down to that post office, and Oh. You found them in my overcoat, didn't you?
I did that.
Well, I'll think of something.
All right, sweetheart, but don't write any poison pen notes till I get back. I've got to run upstairs and start the laundry before the laundryman...
Okay, Tootsie. Ah, there goes a good kid. And generous to a fault. Here's the government just begging me to criticize them, and she wants me to pass up the chance to blast the daylights out of them, but by George, I'll... Come in.
Hi, mister.
Oh, hello there, Teeny. Oh, I'm glad to see you.
What you doing, mister? What you doing? What, you anything?
Oh, as a matter of fact, sis, I'm conducting an impartial survey among my neighbors as to the merits and the demerits of the United States Postal Service as represented locally. Answer yes or no.
Well,
I got a letter here from the Postmaster General, Teeny. They want to know if our mail delivery is okay. What do you think?
Well, I think our mailman is just wonderful, mister. He's so nice.
Yeah?
Yeah. Every morning he goes to the house next door, and a pretty lady comes to the door, and he gives her a letter, and then he gives her a big kiss.
Aha! Now I got him. Now. You mean to tell me the mailman kisses all the women down the block?
Oh, no. Just the lady next door to us, the one he's married to.
Oh, that one. Well, even so, that's not very official behavior.
Yesterday, our mailman went to Willie Toops' house, and he rang the doorbell, and Willie came to the door, and Willie's dog ran out and bit him right on the veranda.
Yeah? Did the mailman get sore?
Oh, no, he just laughed like everything.
The dog bit him and he laughed?
No, the dog bit Willie.
Oh, Willie.
That silly dog. He always bites Willie.
Yeah.
He thinks Willie's a pork chop, I betcha.
Yeah, well, there is a certain resemblance. But to get back to the mailman...
His name is Mr. Gilman.
Oh.
Yeah, Gilman. And me and Willie always wait for him when he comes home from work because he plays Indian with us.
Oh, plays Indian, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Willie's the big chief and I'm the papoose, and Mr. Gilman is the squaw.
Oh.
And he lets me ride in his mail pots all around the block, and boy, does it ever get stuffy in there.
Yeah, man. Well, I can see I'm not getting anywhere with you, sis. I just hate to pass up a chance to blow the lid off of this.
Oh, there he goes now on the way home.
Who?
Hey, Mr. Gilman.
Oh.
It's me, Kitty. Can I...
Doggone it, this is very discouraging. Here I get the chance of a lifetime to tell these guys...
here, McGee?
Oh, that kid down the street. I still think she's a midget. Doggone it, this is disgusting, Molly. 20 years I've been writing nasty letters to the government.
Oh, at least 20 years.
So now, for the first time in my life, the government asked me to criticize them. They begged me to criticize them, and I ain't been able to dig up a thing. But by George, I'll think of something to beef about if it takes me the rest of...
Molly, McGee, you home?
Oh, yes, come on in, Dr. Gamble.
Well, afternoon, my dear. Hello, Grouch Puss.
Hi, Blob.
You gonna bowl with us tonight?
Yeah.
See, who's ahead of the bowling, Doctor, you or McGee?
I am, of course. When it comes to any sort of physical contest with little mouse muscle, my dear, I am way out in front.
You're way out in the back, too, Lord Bucket. And way out on both sides. And, hey, what do you find wrong with the Postal Service, Doc?
Huh? Postal Service?
Yeah, Postal Service. Give me the dirt. Do they lose your mail? Do they ever bring you packages of medicine busted all up? Does the mailman track mud in your office and flirt with your nurse?
Have you seen my nurse?
A good point.
Hey, what brought all this on, anyhow?
Well, himself here, like all taxpayers, I suppose, got a letter from the Postmaster General today, asking him how the Postal Service is.
Yeah, and I've been racking my brain all day, and frankly, I can't find a dad-ratted thing to beef about. Ain't that disgusting, Doc?
I can see how you feel.
It's a dirty, underhanded trick. That's what it is.
Yeah.
If they'd ask me what I think about taxes or about them chug holes on 14th Street or how do I feel about the price of groceries. But no, they got to ask me about the Postal Service.
Oh, come on, give up, McGee. Answer the Postmaster General's letter. Come on now. Here's a pen.
Okay, I know when I'm licked.
Yeah, and I know how it hurts you to write something nice.
Yeah, well, gee whiz. Dear Mr. Farley, I got your...
Hey, wait a minute. Farley?
That's what it says on the letter, stupid. James A. Farley, Postmaster General.
Let's see there. Heavenly days, look at the date.
Huh? Oh, my gosh. November 23rd, 1932.
Great Scott.
Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. Dear Mr. Farley, frankly, we find your mail delivery a little slow.
Fibber and Molly will be back in a moment. The old expression, "it's a small world," has new meaning today. The world has grown even smaller. With modern long-range aviation, enemy planes could reach the United States in a matter of hours. Of course, our nation has taken steps to protect us. There's an extensive radar network to detect the approach of planes. But radar can't do the entire job. That's up to us as individual citizens. Right now, the Air Defense Command needs 300,000 more volunteers for its Ground Observer Corps. Write or phone your nearest Civil Defense Center. Or write Ground Observer Corps, Air Force, Washington 25, D.C. In NBC has brought you the Fibber McGee and Molly program, transcribed with Bill Thompson as the old-timer and Arthur Q. Bryan as Dr. Gamble. The part of Teeny was played by Teeny. And here are Fibber and Molly to say,
See you tomorrow night. Good night.
Good night, all.
This is John Wald inviting you to be with us again tomorrow night for another visit with Fibber McGee and Molly.
Just for laughs, listen to Can You Top This next on the NBC Radio Network.
You want to buy what at the pet shop, dearie?
One of them little birds that you teach to talk. You know, a keet.
You mean a parakeet?
No. We'll just get one keet to start with. And if we like him, we'll get a pair of keets and raise a bunch of little keets. My gosh, don't you get it, Molly? It's a pun, the classical type of humor. That...
Ain't funny, McGee.
Yes, it's Fibber McGee and Molly. Every night, Monday through Friday, NBC brings you the Fibber McGee and Molly program, transcribed, written by Phil Leslie and directed by Max Tuttle. Living here as we do in the midst of plenty, it's hard to realize that all around the world are men and women and children who are cold and frightened and hungry. We can reach out a helping hand to those unhappy people through CARE. For $10, CARE will deliver a food package in your name to any individual or any group you select in most any country in the world. For $6.95, CARE delivers a new budget food package in any one of 14 European countries. Or for $10, CARE delivers baby food, knitting yarn, or a pure wool blanket. The package CARE sends for you will contain more than you could send yourself for the same money. If you don't know anyone in the war-ravaged countries, CARE will choose a needy family for you, and you'll very likely hear from them after they've received your package. Just send $10 or $6.95 to CARE, New York.
That shop's right down the block here, Molly. Come on, let's keep moving.
I think this is a wonderful idea, dearie. I love having a parakeet around the house.
Yeah.
You know, we haven't owned a pet of any kind for a long time.
No. Not since that canary Aunt Sarah sent us passed away.
Yes, that poor little thing.
Ugh.
It all happened so fast. The delivery man brought him in, set his cage on the piano.
Yep.
He took one whiff of that cigar you were smoking, sang 4 fast bars of Goodbye Forever, and rolled right over on his little back.
He was too delicate.
For your cigar, so am I. That last box of Coronas you had.
No, Molly. Coronas, not Colognes.
They always smelled to me like somebody's mustache was burning.
Well, don't worry. When we get ourselves a parakeet, if he don't like my cigars, he can tell me on account... Oh, hi, Mort. That's Mort Toops.
I know. His wife is one of... Oh, hello, Willie. Willie Toops.
Yeah. That kid always walks down the street right smack behind his old man. Wonder why they don't walk together.
Well, I suppose he's trying to follow in his father's footsteps.
Don't ever crack about my jokes again, Mrs. McGee.
Sorry, old man.
Anyhow, like I was saying, I hope we can get us a real smart little parakeet that'll learn fast, because I'll have a wonderful time teaching him to talk.
They do it, you know. Yeah, they learn. It takes patience.
Yeah, boy, imagine the look on Doc Gamble's face when he walks in our front door and the bird says, "Hi, Melon-Belly, how's the pasture business?" Old Doc will fall right on...
No, McGee, you're not going to teach an innocent little parakeet that kind of language in our house.
So I'll take him out in the garage and learn him. Gee whiz, even if I only get him to say, "Go home, bucket seat," it'll be worth the trouble just to see the look on Doc's face when he's...
I hope we're not buying this bird just to insult Dr. Gamble with, because you do that yourself without me help.
I'll teach him a lot of stuff, Molly. Couple songs, few jokes. Hey, you know something? I might be able to work up a vaudeville act with him.
Oh, I wouldn't try to carry this thing that far.
Boy, oh boy, wouldn't that make a sensational act, Molly?
Just imagine, if I had a parakeet trained to play straight man for me, like Fred Nittany, you know, the guy that I and him used to have us a vaudeville act together from Starved Rock, Illinois together, used to do, for me. You've heard me mention old Fred.
1,000 times, and I'm happy to say here's the pet shop.
Yeah, well, come on in.
Oh,
Boy.
the whole place is full of birds.
Yeah.
Look at all the parakeets over here, McGee, the big cage.
Yeah, now, play it smart now. Play it smart. Don't look too anxious, Molly, because we don't want...
Aren't they darlings, McGee? Just look at the pretty little thing.
Yeah, now watch it. Here she comes. Watch
Good
her.
afternoon. What can I do for you? Interested in parakeets?
Yes, we are. They're the cutest things.
We're just looking around, sis.
Well, I have some very fine birds. All these cages here.
Yeah, you're overstocked, aren't you? In that case, you probably want to get rid of them pretty bad, so if the price is right, we might take one of them off your hands. Help you out.
I see.
Matter of fact, if the price is right, I might take one of your birds, teach him some tricks, and put him in vaudeville.
How nice.
So if you got a good, smart bird, you know, quick study, with a small appetite, for around $2, I'll take him. If you throw in a cage.
My husband was in show business at one time, miss. He used to be a comedian.
Used to be. Boy, that's a loaded remark.
He still is, madam.
Thank you, ma'am.
These birds are $10, sir.
Here's the one, McGee. Look at him. Listen to his sweet. Hi, birdie. Pretty birdie. Look at his little eyes sparkle.
They ought to sparkle. For $10, they could be diamond stuff.
We'll take him, miss.
All right. The cage he's in is $9.95 if you'd like.
Pay the lady, dearie.
Oh, okay, kiddo, if you say so. Well, here you are, sis.
Thank you. Now, just let me take him out of the cage a minute, madam, and I'll clip his wings for you.
Clip his wings?
Oh, it doesn't hurt them. It keeps them from flying, so you can turn them loose in the house without worrying about...
Oh, no, you don't, sis. You're not clipping anything off of my bird.
But, sir, we...
Anytime I lay out 10 smackers for a bird that size, I want the whole bird. Let me get hold of that cage there. And...
You got it, dearie? I'll open the door for you.
I got it.
Drop in again. Good day.
Bye, miss. Be careful now, McGee. Don't stumble.
Don't worry, I got a good grip on this cage.
Watch the satchel. Don't stumble.
Hey, grab the cage.
Oh, dear. Where's the bird? Which way'd he go? Get up. Where'd he go?
Well, where is he? Oh, there he goes, I think.
That's a sparrow.
Huh?
No.
Oh, there he goes around the corner. Come on, Molly. Hey, birdie, birdie, birdie. Hey,
Here, birdie. Oh, heavenly
birdie,
day.
birdie.
You know, a lot of vacations start as a daydream and end as a daydream for lack of money. That needn't happen to you. You can have extra money when you need it. Simply join the payroll savings plan for buying United States savings bonds. When your bonds mature, you'll get back $4 for every $3 you invest. There's your extra money, your vacation, both guaranteed. Ask your employer about buying United States savings bonds to the payroll savings plan. Then join.
Here, birdie.
Here, birdie.
Here, birdie. You see any sign of him, Molly?
Not a sign. Oh, dear. Now, if this isn't the silliest thing.
Yeah. Whew. Let me sit down on this bus bench a minute. Oh, boy, I'm bushed.
Me too.
I'm beat out like a ninth inning bunt. My gosh, if that ain't the rottenest. Oh, hey, here comes Wallace Wimple. Wonder if he saw our parakeet. Hey, Wimp.
Oh, my goodness. Hello, folks.
Hello, Mr. Wimple.
What are you doing way over here?
We're looking for a bird, Mr. Wimple.
Yeah, you see anything of a bird around here, Wimp?
Oh, indeed I have, Mr. McGee. I've been out bird watching all day, and oh, have I seen the birds today.
Yeah?
I saw a bobtailed wick thistle and 2 black crows and a red robin standing perfectly still.
Well, you see, Mr. Wimple, we happen to be looking for a particular bird.
Oh, well, that would be the spraddle-headed BB bird, Mrs. McGee.
The what?
It's a very particular bird, the spraddle-headed BB bird.
Oh?
It eats nothing but BBs.
Say, now, McGee brought one of those home from a hunting trip last year.
I did?
That was so full of BBs it took 2 of us to lift it out of the oven.
That was a goose, Molly.
Well, it sure was full of BBs, I know.
Well, that was on account of because 5 other goose hunters shot the goose first. I had to shoot it on the way down. But all this chatter's getting us no place, and I'm rested now. We're looking for a parakeet, Wimp.
Parakeet?
Yes.
Oh, well, come on down to the pet shop. They have some dandy parakeets.
No. We bought one there today, Wimp. We bought it and it got away.
That's why we're here. We chased it 6 blocks.
At least we thought we were chasing it, but it turned out to be a sparrow.
Oh, well, I'll be glad to help you look for it, Mr. McGee.
Well, you go that way, Wimp. Molly, you take Oak Street, and I'll... Hey, there it goes. Here, Birdie.
That was a hawk, Mr. McGee.
Oh, I thought he was flying kind of fast. Well, come on, let's get going. Whoa, boy. I told you I'd catch you, baby. You just snuggle down there in my hat and take it easy, son. We're almost home now. He's a cute little devil. First thing I'm going to do with you, Buster, is clip your wings a little. Now, I hope Molly's home, because I'm hungry enough to eat a horse. I'll put you in the cage we got for you, and then...
Oh, I thought I heard you come in, dearie.
Oh, hi, kiddo.
I thought you were lost. I've been home an hour.
Well, it was a tough job, but I finally cornered the little Dickens.
Where on earth did you find him?
It was funny. I was just about ready to give it up when I heard this chirp, and I spotted the little devil in Old Man McDonald, the president of the Third National Bank's yard.
Oh?
Mm-hmm. He was perched on the edge of the bird bath, and I went in and got him.
You did?
Funny thing, they must have had a burglary over there today, too, or something. Because just as I was turning the corner, one of the maids come running out hollering, "Stop, thief!"
Oh, dear.
Yeah, whoever it was got away, because I looked all around, and there was nobody on the street but me. I'd have gone back and asked if I could help, but I wanted to get this bird home before I lost him. Where's the cage?
In the dining room, and I have news for you.
Hmm?
Our bird is in it.
What?
I knew him the minute I saw him. He was perched on a bush in the park, and when I held my finger out, he hopped right on it. There he is.
Oh, my gosh. You mean, holy smoke. No wonder McDonald's maid was hollering for the cops. Boy, it's lucky she didn't see me. I'll take this bird back there tomorrow and slip it through the fence.
Maybe she did see you.
I better hide. Where'll I put the bird? Where'll I put the bird?
Too late now. Come in.
Hello, folks.
Oh, glad to see you, Mr. Wimple.
I'm sorry I didn't get back here sooner, but...
Oh, that's okay, Wimp. Thanks a lot, anyhow, boy.
We found the bird, Mr. Wimple.
Yeah, twice, in fact.
You did?
Yeah, there's our little bird in the cage there, Mr. Wimple.
My goodness. I wonder whose bird this is in my hat.
In your hat?
Heavenly days.
I wonder if it could belong to the little boy who kept running after me and screaming in Italian.
Oh, my.
At least I think it was Italian. I lost him finally.
My gosh, when we start out to get ourselves a parakeet, kiddo, we get a parakeet. Whoa.
Oh, this is probably Mrs. McDonald now. 79 Wistful Vista, Molly McGee speaking. Who?
If it's somebody talking in Italian, I'm not here.
Oh? Oh, yes. The parakeet.
Oh, Old Man McDonald.
Is that so? Well, fine. Thank you very much.
Who was it?
The pet shop.
Yeah?
They said when you fell down and dropped the cage, our little bird flew right back into the shop.
What?
And she tried to call us, but we left too fast.
Oh.
She's holding him for us. We'll pick him up tomorrow.
Boy, we'll have a quartet.
Fibber and Molly return in a moment. Meet the safe driver, alive on the highways. You may be able to follow his good example. He's not too hard to find. You can always spot him by the way he drives. He always keeps his car in A1 mechanical condition because he knows that even a safe driver can have an accident in a car that doesn't respond as it should. He shows courtesy for other drivers by signaling turns and giving them the benefit of any doubt. He knows that speed is his greatest enemy, so he slows down at night, in bad weather, in crowded traffic, and on narrow roads. He knows and obeys the laws written to help save his life. And most important of all, he drives as though the country's highway accident problem is his personal problem, which it is. Remember, few accidents happen with safe drivers. Are you one of them? NBC is brought brought you the Fibber McGee and Molly program, transcribed, with Bill Thompson as Wallace Wimple and Mary Jane Croft in the pet shop. And here are Fibber and Molly to say,
See you tomorrow night. Good night.
Good night, all.
this is John Wald inviting you to be with us again tomorrow night for another visit with Fibber McGee and Molly. Listen to Can You Top This tonight on the NBC Radio Network. It's time for Fibber McGee and Molly. Every night, Monday through Friday, NBC brings you the Fibber McGee and Molly program, transcribed, written by Phil Leslie and directed by Max Hutto. In your community, there are people of different races, creeds, and nationalities. And each one of them has something to give to the community. His strength, or skill, or knowledge to make it a better place. And each of them deserves something in return. The simple American justice of equal rights in the community life. A good place to live, a good job, a good school. When you let racial or religious prejudice influence your community life, it's yourself that you're cheating. It's your country's good name you're tampering with. Let's read the old saying this way. It takes all kinds of people to make a community or a nation strong. There was a new addition to the McGee household at 79 Wistful Vista yesterday, and both Mr. and Mrs. McGee are pretty happy about it. The little stranger, as yet unnamed, is a parakeet. He's sitting happily in his cage right now while the family flutters around him.
Do you think he needs fresh water again, McGee? I'll get him some more bird
I
seed.
just filled his bird seed in his water trough a minute ago, Molly.
Isn't he cute, dearie? Look how brightly he looks at us.
Yeah, he is a chipper little Dickens.
No more liberty.
Hi, Buster.
Isn't that sweet? You'd like to talk, wouldn't you, baby?
Don't worry, he will talk when I get through training him, kiddo. After I work with him a while, I'll have him yakking his little head off. Won't I, boy?
He didn't answer you.
Why do I teach him to greet Doc Gamble every time he comes in the door? Watch this now. Look, Birdie. Here, Buster. Listen to me, boy. Listen. Hi, Fatso. Say that. Hi, Fatso. Hi, Fatso. He's trying. Did you hear that, Molly? You hear that? Did that sound like he was trying to say hi, Fatso?
Frankly, sweetheart, no, it didn't. Sounded more like he's trying to say, go away, boy, you bother me. Don't make him nervous now. He has to get used to us, you know.
Sure he does, and the sooner the quicker.
Such a bright little thing. I'll bet we can teach him to say a few words.
A few words? Boy, I'm going to teach this baby a vocabulary that'll make... Who's that? Can you see?
Well, I can only see part of him through the front window there, but it looks like it might...
That's him, all right. You can only see part of him through that picture window. It's got to be him. Come in, Doctor.
Hello, Dr. Gamble.
Hi, Molly. They told me downtown you bought a... Oh, is this him? Hiya, Birdie.
Isn't he sweet, Doctor? We love him already.
Don't get too close to him, Fatso.
Ah, they're wonderful pets, Molly. I'd love to have one. Pretty birdie. Pretty birdie.
Look out now. Don't leer at him like that, Doc. Get your face back from that cage. Want to scare the feathers off him?
Oh, don't be so stingy. I'm not going to hurt your bird. Gee, I just wanted to talk to him a little bit.
You go right ahead, Doctor.
Oh, don't get too close to him, though. You might give him something.
McGee, the doctor isn't going to hurt him.
Of course not.
All this fuss now over a little bird.
I better cover his cage, Molly. He's liable to catch cold.
Yes, he might. It's awfully windy in here. Stingy thing.
Well, I don't want to be unreasonable, Doc, but I got plans for this bird.
McGee's going to teach him to talk, Doctor, he says. Going to educate him.
Yeah.
Fine. Maybe the bird can return the favor and educate McGee. He should get along fine teaching a bird, though, at that. He's got that kind of a brain.
Like a teacher, you mean?
Like a bird, he means, and he's just jealous, that's all.
Ha!
I'm going to uncover him and take him out of that cage a minute, McGee.
Oh, look at him cock his little head, Molly.
Be careful now, kiddo, be careful.
Climb on my finger. That's the way. Come on, there we are. He wants to join the company.
Let me hold him a minute, Molly. Perch him on my finger.
No, you better hold him, Molly. We'd like to, Doc, but birds are delicate.
Oh, McGee, what could possibly happen?
It's too risky.
I'm not going to beg him, Molly. I'll go.
Oh, Doctor, I don't know what makes
I'll
you...
just tell you one thing, though, you selfish little squirt. You'll never wear my white coat or my stethoscope again.
Well...
Next time you want to have your picture taken, borrow somebody else's. I came all the way over here just to bring you something, too. But I'm not going to give it to you.
Let him hold the bird, Molly. Let him hold the bird.
Here, Doctor. Climb on the doctor's finger. That's it.
Oh, look at him, Molly. He likes me.
I'll break him of that.
Nice birdie, pretty birdie. Cheep, cheep.
That's enough. That's enough. Here, I'll take him. Attaboy. Well, what'd you bring me, Doc? You said you brought me something.
I did. Made a special trip over here. Here it is.
Yeah, well, what is it? What is it?
Your August bill. Good day, Molly.
Why, of all...
I'll walk to the door with you, Doctor. I want to see if there's any mail anyway.
Yes, that ain't the dirtiest.
So long, pigeon.
He's not a pigeon. He's a parakeet. Oh, wonder if he meant me. Well, you see how it is with him, Buster. Got to keep on your toes every minute. Now listen closely. I want you to learn this, Buster. Get lost, Fatso. Go fry a pig. Get lost, Fatso. Go fry a pig. Can you say that? Can't, huh? Well, we'll just have to keep at it.
By now, practically everybody agrees that something ought to be done about some of our American school systems. But how much is anybody doing? You, for instance. You're a parent or a taxpayer or both. What about your child's school? Have there been any additions to the school facilities in the past 10 years to take care of the increased number of pupils? How about the teachers? Do they have a fair chance to fulfill their job? Or are they working with too many students and too little pay? Is your school system one that will attract the better young men and women in the community to become teachers? If the answer is no, then you and your community have a job to do. Your local PTA and other groups are working on this job. Join them. Help your children to get the education they need and deserve.
Come on now, Buster. We'll try a hard one. Say, Peter Pepper, 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 Pepper. Peter Pepper, Pepper, Pepper. Too tough for you, huh? Okay, we'll try. Hi, Fatso. Yeah, come on.
Oh, McGee, look what I found out in front. Passing by. Cora Burns from the malt shop.
Hello, Mr. McGee.
Oh, hi, Cora.
I was telling Cora about our bird.
Oh, that's a parakeet, all right, Mrs. McGee. Yes, that's one.
We knew that, Cora. We figured
I raised them, you know, for a hobby, of course.
She raises them. Yes, she raises them, dearie. I thought she might give us some hints.
See, oh, swell. You raise them, huh?
Now, the first thing you have to do with teaching a parakeet to talk is you teach him to say his name first, you see.
His name?
Like if his name is Joe, you teach him to say Joe.
Yeah.
Or if his name is Bessie, you teach him to say Bessie.
Mm-hmm.
And if his name is like Montmorency, you change it to Joe. See?
Yeah, I think we understand that. Teach him his name. That's in case he gets lost, huh?
Well, now, I never thought of it that way, but I guess it is. Then you gotta keep talking to him if you want him to learn.
Keep trying, do you?
Oh, you have to just keep it up all the time. They forget, you know.
Oh?
They got awful poor memories.
Well, we gotta remember that, Molly. We don't want to go out and leave any messages for anybody with this bird. He'll forget.
How many birds have you had, Cora?
Oh, I just love them, Mrs. McGee. I've had 7 parakeets.
7, huh?
Oh, I don't go by any books or anything. No, I feed a special diet and everything.
Oh.
I got the diet wrote down at home, and I'll bring it to you the next time I see you.
Oh, that'd be wonderful, Cora. We'd appreciate it.
Yeah, you betcha. I got big plans for this bird.
Well, I got to get on down to work now, but I'll bring that diet down.
Good. You must have good luck with your birds, Cora, to raise that many.
7 of them. Oh, they learn to talk and everything. I just have one trouble, though. They keep dying on me.
What?
I'm going to get me another one tomorrow and try it again. Bye.
Bye, Cora. Better get about 20 copies of the special bird diet of hers, kiddo. Be good to write phone numbers on the back of.
Yeah, well, I've got to get upstairs and sort the laundry, McGee, and then get dinner started.
Okay.
You better put the bird back in his cage now so he doesn't catch cold.
Okay, Tootsie. Okay. Back you go, Buster. Boy, the things I'm going to teach that bird, nobody will believe. Come in.
Hi, mister. Hi.
Well, hello, Teeny. Come in. I was just talking to our new parakeet.
Oh, what a cute little bird, mister. Hi, birdie. Hi. He's just darling, mister. I saw some of the pet shop and... But hey, why do little parakeets have bent bills, mister? Why is their beak bent over like that, parakeets?
You never heard the story of how the parakeet got a bent beak, Teeny?
No, I never did, I bet you.
Well, sit down over here, Teeny. This is one of the classics.
Oh, boy, a story. It's been a long time, hasn't it?
Yeah. You see, Teeny, many years ago...
How many?
Oh, about 1,000 years ago, there was a beautiful forest out way out past Dugan's Lake a ways. And in this forest, there was a wicked old witch, you see.
Oh, boy.
At the edge of the forest, there was a little boy and girl, orphan kids. And they lived in a little cottage all alone.
Oh, gee, little orphans, huh?
And the woods all around them were just full of birds, little green and blue parakeets, you see. Only parakeets in those days had long, straight bills, like a woodpecker.
Gee, I like woodpeckers, mister.
Yeah. Well, these little parakeets had long, straight bills and no voice. They couldn't sing like other birds, and the little kids were sorry for them, and they fed them. And the parakeets just worshipped those little kids.
That's wonderful.
Well, sir, the wicked old witch hated the little kids, being a witch, of course, and she put out the word that she was out to get them. And the poor little kids had to run for their lives.
The nasty old thing.
It was a bright, starry night when they started running through the woods, and the wicked old witch was right on their heels. But the whole sky helped them out.
Oh, boy.
The moon pulled a cloud blanket clear up over her face. All the little stars held their breath and turned out their light, and the world went dark, and the little kids hid.
Oh, boy, goody. Good for them.
Well, sir, looked like they were safe for a while there, but then it happened.
Oh, is this the bad part? The bad part?
Yeah. Way up there in the sky, one little shooting star that had held his breath too long had to let go with a whoosh, and the whole big forest lit up. And there, under a great big juniper tree, the wicked old witch found the two little kids.
Oh, the poor little kids.
She raised her wand and commanded the tree to fall on the kids, and it looked like they were goners. But a little parakeet saw it and came rushing to the rescue.
Oh, gee, well, what could he do, mister? A little bitty bird. He couldn't...
Well, sir, he rammed his little beak against that tree and flapped his little wings, and his beak started to bend. So he puffed out his little chest and he hollered, "Help, fellas, help!"
I thought he couldn't talk, mister. No voice, you said that.
Sis, anything you want to do badly enough, if it's good, you can do it. So he hollered, "Help!" And from all over the forest, the little parakeets came zooming in by the thousands. They rammed their little beaks against that tree and held it till the children got clear. And then they let it drop on the wicked old witch.
Oh, boy. I'm glad, mister. You know I'm really glad.
And that's why from that day to this, Teeny, the parakeet has a bent beak from holding that tree up, has a voice to help his friends in trouble, and a place in the hearts of little boys and girls all over the world. You like that story?
It was a wonderful story, I bet you.
I liked it.
Thank you very much.
The old expression, "it's a small world," has new meaning today. In fact, in some ways, the world is too small for comfort. With modern long-range aviation, enemy planes bent on attack could reach the United States in a matter of hours. Of course, our government has taken steps to protect us against unexpected attack with an extensive radar screen to detect the approach of planes. But radar can't do the job alone. Eyes and ears are needed too. The eyes and ears of patriotic citizens. Right now, the Air Defense Command needs 300,000 more volunteers for its Ground Observer Corps. Both men and women from teenage up can join the Ground Observer Corps and perform a valuable service for our country. Write or phone your nearest Civil Defense Center. Or write to Ground Observer Corps, Air Force, Washington 25, D.C.
Say, Molly, what day is this?
Today, Thursday, isn't it?
It's funny, it feels like Tuesday.
You know, this year every day feels like Tuesday.
Yeah. Well, we'll see you tomorrow night. Good night.
Good night, all.
I didn't like that speech at all.
NBC has brought you the Fibber McGee and Molly program, transcribed with Arthur Q. Bryan as Doc Campbell and Elvie Allman as Cora. The part of Teeny is played by Teeny. This is John Wald inviting you to be with us again tomorrow night for another visit with Fibber McGee and Molly.
Just for laughs, hear Can You Top This tonight on the NBC Radio Network.
It's time for Fibber McGee and Molly. The NBC brings you transcribed the Fibber McGee and Molly program, written by Phil Leslie and directed by Max Hutto. Meet the safe driver. If you know what makes him stay alive on the highways, you may be able to follow his good example. He's not too hard to find. You can always spot him by the way he drives. He always keeps his car in A1 mechanical condition, because even a safe driver can have an accident in a car that doesn't respond as it should. He shows courtesy for other drivers by signaling turns and giving them the benefit of any doubt. He knows that speed is his greatest enemy, so he slows down at night, in bad weather, in crowded traffic, and on narrow roads. He knows and obeys the laws written to help save his life. And most important of all, he drives as though the country's highway accident problem is his personal problem, which it is. Remember, few accidents happen with safe drivers. Are you one of them? One thing Mrs. McGee can never decide is whether it's easier to do a job herself or to have her husband do it. But this morning, she's trying it the hard way again.
McGee?
Get this dead rat, the dead rat. Come off of there, you little...
McGee, are you still working on that little thing I asked you?
Take it easy, kiddo. I'll have it ready for you in a minute.
You've been saying that for the past hour. Here, let Mother do it.
You stay right where you darn are, Tootsie. This is not woman's work.
I'm not so sure. They say a woman's work is never done, and from the way you're getting along...
Here, hold this hammer and the pliers and hand me that pipe wrench. I'll get a good grip on this baby and put this Stilson wrench by George.
Oh, fine.
Busted.
All I asked you to do was take the cap off the shampoo bottle. Look at it all over the floor.
Well, there's no use getting ourselves in a lather over spilt shampoo, kiddo. I'll buy you a new bottle. That shampoo's no good anyhow.
What do you mean?
It's all over the floor. You can run and back the car out, and I'll take you down to Kramer's drugstore.
I can't.
Why not?
You fixed the car yesterday, remember? It doesn't run.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. It's that doggone ignition coil again, or the connecting rods. That thing's got me stumped, you know. I've tried everything.
May I make a suggestion?
What?
Hire a mechanic.
What? Me pay out good dough for some high-priced motor monkey to tell me I got to replace the gill frincus in the transmission and charge me $80 for fixing the gill frincus, not me.
What's the gill frincus?
I don't know, but I ain't going to replace it till I make sure it's wore out. Grab your bonnet, kiddo. We'll go down to Kramer's on the streetcar.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'll be with you in a second, kiddo. Wait till I grab these.
What are you doing?
Bringing along a few newspapers. You carry these, and I'll take the rest.
Heavenly days, what do you want with 6 newspapers? It's only a 10-minute ride.
I'm not going to read them. I'm going to sit on them.
Sit on them?
You know how bumpy that streetcar rides, Molly. All them wheels are flat on the bottom, and I don't want to wind up the same way. Let's go.
Riding this streetcar is always a wonderful experience, dearie. It teaches you the joys of walking.
Yep.
Say, who invented the streetcar anyhow? You know?
I don't know, but mention it to the Russians and they'll claim it, and when it comes to this bucket of bolts, they can have it. In fact, the longer I ride this thing, the more I think maybe the Russians did invent it. Kind of a secret weapon to get...
Oh, Sarita Trip next. Oh, Sarita Trip. Connection for Neiman Cross and all for them.
What did he say?
8th Street.
How can you tell?
Just intuition, I guess. That and the sign over the cleaning shop we just passed that says 8th Street Cleaner.
Oh. Well, personally, I just...
Lawson Street next. Lawson. And Ralph Lawson.
How did they ever learn to talk like that, McGee?
Oh, them guys go through very special training for this job, Molly.
They do?
Didn't I ever tell you about it?
Well, let's hear it again. We've got to kill time anyway till we get to Kramer's drugstore.
Well, you see, they start a rookie conductor off calling out streets with a great big mouthful of marbles in his mouth, see?
I see.
Mm-hmm. An inspector rides along to listen to him, and as fast as the conductor gets so as you can't understand him, they let him spit out a few marbles, see?
Very scientific.
Little by little through practice, the guy gets so good that he's down to a half a dozen marbles, or maybe only one or two.
Progress.
Mm-hmm. They say that a guy that makes the best conductor is a guy that ain't got all his marbles. That's only the Wistful Vista Transit Company, of course. I can't speak for other
Call
cities.
for Lazarus next. Call for Lazarus. Change for nurse.
Come on, Molly. It's 14th and Oak. There's Kramer's drugstore.
You know, he sounds like about a 6-marble man to me. Nobody could talk like he had a neck beater in his mouth.
Call for Lazarus. All out for Call for Lazarus. Nurse car.
Watch your step.
It once seemed that everyone in America was named Smith, Jones, or Brown. But that was a long time ago, and the chances are quite good now that the next person you meet will be Mr. Cohen or Miss Perotti or Mrs. Schumann. Perhaps because so many Americans have roots in the countries of the old world, we're anxious to help those in Europe and Asia who are living in need, or who are actually starving. That's where CARE comes in. For $10, CARE guarantees delivery of a food package to any individual or group in most any country in the world. For $6.95, CARE delivers a new budget food package in 14 European countries. Or for $10, CARE delivers baby food, knitting yarn, or a pure wool blanket. The package CARE sends for you will contain more than you could send yourself for the same money. If your name is Smith, Jones, or Brown, and you don't know anyone in the war-ravaged countries, CARE will choose a needy family for you, and you'll very likely hear from them after they've received your package. Just send $10 or $6.95 to CARE, New York.
Look at this.
Kramer's drugstore is really jumping today, isn't it?
Well, yes, it's Mr. Kramer's 10th anniversary sale. Imagine being in business for 10 years.
That's what he ought to get for that food he serves at the soda fountain, 10 years. And he has the crust to call that gunk home cooking.
That?
If that's home cooking, Tootsie, it must be cooked in a home for a retired bicarbonate salesman. And the portions you get.
Small?
When he advertises a 2-bit hamburger, that's not only the price, that's the size of it, too. Like a 2-bit piece, only thinner.
I haven't eaten here for quite a while.
Home cooking. Huh. When the menu says steak with shoestrings on the side, that's what you get, shoestrings.
McGee,
Huh?
if Mr. Kramer's food is so bad, why don't you eat someplace else?
No place else has got home cooking.
Well, now, come on, let's get the shampoo and start home. The cosmetic counter
Just
is
a minute, Molly. I want to weigh myself.
Got a penny?
I don't need it. There's a loose screw on the side here that if I hit and then blow in the coin slot and then jump, it works.
Heavenly days.
You see, kiddo? There's the card with my weight and fortune.
What does it say?
Says you are intelligent, handsome, and beloved by everyone, and you will be a great success.
Well, spend a penny next time, and we'll tell you the truth.
Huh? Oh, hi, Kramer. I didn't see you standing there.
I know you didn't.
Oh, congratulations on your 10th anniversary, Kramer.
Would you mind going home? I'd like to try for 11.
Well, by George, that's a heck of a way to talk to customers, Kramer. How would you like me to close out my charge account?
By paying it in full?
I got a good notion to do just that and take my business someplace else.
Well, they'll be dancing in the streets.
Oh, now, McGee, don't get all unraveled. Mr. Kramer's just kidding.
I am? Yeah, well, yes, I am. You know the Kramer motto, McGee. The customer's always king.
That's better.
And if you don't stop tampering with its scale, one of these days I'm going to crown you. Now, what can I do for you, Mrs. McGee?
I need a bottle of shampoo, Mr. Kramer.
Well, what kind would you like? I have a Glow Clean containing genuine flagomil.
Flagomil?
Scalp Help containing 37 vitamins.
Oh.
As well as hypochlorite hanafin, the secret ingredient. And I have a brand called Jones's Shampoo.
What does it contain?
Just soap. It doesn't awaken your sleeping follicles or bring the fascinating glow of girlhood back to faded locks or guarantee you 3 dates with Burt Lancaster. It just gets the dirt out.
I'll take a large bottle of that.
Yes, ma'am, I'll get it.
I better get a couple of cigars, Molly. And
Wait, will you look who's coming? Hello, Dr. Gamble.
Oh, him.
Hi, Molly. Well, I see you brought along your deader half.
Hi, Putty Puss. Still looking for a cure for that face of yours?
I'm in a bit of a hurry, son, so I'll ignore that crack. Just don't try my patience, though.
I won't, but if I was your patient, I'd try another doctor.
Oh, McGee, don't be so insulting. You know Dr. Gamble is the top medical man in this town. Everybody knows that.
Ah, but,
A very witty remark. For your information, sonny boy, I had to turn down a fairly important invitation today. I was asked to speak at the very exclusive Executive Club luncheon next week, but it's impossible.
Oh, why can't you talk to them, Doctor?
Prior engagement, Molly. Have to address the Rotary Club that day.
My goodness, you certainly are popular.
at least he's eating regular.
Now, if you'll excuse me, kids, I've got to rush down to the railroad station to treat a patient. Man just had a bad attack of Gladstones.
Gladstones? You mean gallstones?
No, a stack of suitcases fell on his head. So long, Molly.
Bye, Doctor. Isn't he a sweet old character, McGee?
Kind of a bragger, though. I was asked to speak at the very exclusive Executive Club luncheon, my boy. Ha! Anybody can speak at the Executive Club luncheon.
You never have.
I've never asked them.
They're supposed to ask you, dearie.
Well, they probably think I'm too busy. Word gets around, you know.
Let's drop the subject, sweetheart.
Well, gee whiz. There's nothing Doc Gamble can do that I can't do twice as good and without trying half as hard, especially speech-making. I'm as windy as he is, and by George...
Harry, the day you are asked to speak at the executive luncheon, I'll buy you a new hat. In the meantime, I'd better see what's happened to my bottle of shampoo. I'll be right back.
Okay. My own wife scoffs at me. Buy me a new hat, eh? Boy, if I could think of some way to... Hey, wait a minute. If Doc Gamble canceled out, they may be still looking for a new speaker. I'll just give them babies a call. Boy, oh boy, if I can work this thing. Oh, hello, operator. Oh, is that you, Mert? Yeah, oh, not now, Mert. I'm too busy. Yeah. Get me the Executives Club. Yeah, the Executives Club. Hello, Executives Club? Look, I just learned through prior sources that you're looking for a speaker for your luncheon next week. No, I'm not volunteering myself, but I can put you in touch with a very brilliant personality. Yeah, he's a retired executive. Semi-retired. Yeah, travels a lot, reads a lot, close touch with Washington. Yeah, his name is McGee, F. McGee. Pretty busy man, but he might squeeze you fellows in if you talk to him right. Yeah, try Wistful Vista, 1809. He'll be there tomorrow. Yep. Oh, it's quite all right. Glad to have been of help. Hated to have you call off that luncheon just... by the way, his favorite is fried chicken. Goodbye.
What's this about fried chicken? Who are you talking to on the phone?
The phone. Well, yeah, that was just Mert. She's trying a new recipe on her boyfriend tonight. Fried chicken.
What's the joke?
Oh, nothing. You get the shampoo?
Right here. What are you smirking about?
Oh, nothing. Is your offer still good?
Offer? What offer? Oh, you mean about the day you're asked to speak at the Executives Club? Yes, sir. It still stands. Come on now, let's go home.
Okay, but let's stop by the Bonton on the way. I want to try on some hats.
Fibber and Molly return in just a moment. You know, a lot of vacations start as a daydream and end as a daydream for lack of money. That needn't happen to you. You can have extra money when you need it. Simply join the payroll savings plan for buying United States savings bonds. When your bonds mature, you'll get back $4 for every $3 you invest. There's your extra money, your vacation, both guaranteed. Ask your employer about buying United States savings bonds to the payroll savings plan. Then join. NBC is brought you the Fibber McGee and Molly program, transcribed with Arthur Q. Bryan as Doc Gamble, Bill Thompson as the conductor, and Howard McNear as Kramer the druggist. Here are Fibber and Molly to say,
See you next Monday.
Have a nice weekend and drive carefully.
Good night.
Good night, all.
The device.
this is John Wall inviting you to be with us again next Monday night for another visit with Fibber McGee and Molly.
Weekday evenings, hear Can You Top This on the NBC Radio Network.
It's time for Fibber McGee and Molly. Every night, Monday through Friday, NBC brings you the Fibber McGee and Molly program, transcribed, written by Phil Leslie and directed by Max Hutton. We'll join Fibber and Molly in just a moment. If you want your child to have the best education you can give him, won't you get a pencil and paper to take down the address I'm going to give you at the end of this message? Unless we start preparing now. In a few years, our public schools will be as behind the times as a little red schoolhouse. Because of the high increase in our birth rate during and after the last war, it's estimated that by 1960, there'll be some 10 million more children in elementary schools than there are now. In fact, this fall sees the highest school enrollment in our country's history. 1,856,600 more students than last year. More equipment will be needed, textbooks, playgrounds, and above all, more elementary school teachers. To help assure your children a proper education, join and work with local groups and school boards. And for free information about how citizens in other communities are improving their schools, write to this address. National Citizens Commission for the Public Schools, 2 West 45th Street, New York, 36. National Citizens Commission for Public Schools, 2 West 45th Street, New York, 36. Ever since Mr. McGee got home from downtown this afternoon, he's been wearing a look of eager anticipation. He chuckles mysteriously to himself now and then, and every few minutes he hollers,
Hey, Molly.
Yes, dearie.
What time is it? You know what time it is? What?
Yes, it's exactly 3 minutes later than it was the last time you asked me. Sit down and relax. You're as nervous as a cow in a pasture full of deer hunters.
Well, shucks, I just...
What are you doing with the telephone?
I'm just checking to see if it works today. I haven't heard it ring since I got home this evening.
Well, it's working all right. It just rang a few minutes ago while you were out front.
It did? The phone rang? Well, why didn't you call me on the phone?
Well, it wasn't for you. It was a wrong number.
Are you sure? You sure it wasn't for me?
Do you go by any other name than Fibber McGee?
Well, down at the Elks Club, they call me Muscle.
Muscle?
That's short for Muscle Mouse.
Well, Muscle, this call was not for you.
Well, what makes you so sure?
They asked for Eunice Petrosky.
Petrosky? Who the nickel-plated heck is Eunice Petrosky?
I don't know, but I feel reasonably sure it was not my husband.
Oh, that ain't me.
Now, why don't you sit down and read the paper while I finish getting the dinner?
Well, the paper's not here yet. I looked a while ago. Besides, I'm too restless to sit down, Molly. I'm expecting an important phone call, and I want to be available.
Well, I don't know anybody more available than you are, sweetheart. Who's the call coming from? Has the White House got a problem again, or is this just Mr. Warren asking some legal advice?
You'll see, Tootsie. You'll see. All I got to say is that certain people in this town, when they hear who calls up here to ask me to do what before a very exclusive meeting of whom, they'll change their opinion of how unimportant your husband is. That's all I got to say, and I can do it, too.
Well, I probably shouldn't have asked you in the first place. Whatever it is, I'm sure that you... Company, come in.
Oh, hi, old-timer.
Hello there, kid. Hi, boy.
Hi.
Hey, Johnny, it's your newspaper?
I believe it is, Mr. Oldtimer. McGee was looking for it a while ago.
Yeah, thanks, old-timer. Where'd you find it?
Right out front there on the top of your sugar maple, Johnny. About 30 foot off the ground.
Oh, well, thanks a lot.
One thing, though, You're looking for your garden hose tomorrow, son. It's stuck up in the tree.
Oh, fine. My gosh, you mean to tell me you threw our hose up there to knock the paper down with?
No, I throwed the hose up there to knock the rake down with.
The rake?
It stuck when I throwed it up there to knock the tennis racket down with. It stuck when I throwed it to knock down his catcher's mitt. That stuck when I throwed it to knock down the newspaper, daughter.
Gosh, you've had a busy afternoon decorating our maple tree. You must be wore out.
Nope. I'm in the peak of condition, son. Comes from leading a good, clean life. I got 5 big don'ts in my life.
5 don'ts.
I don't drink, don't smoke, don't gamble, and don't stay out nights gallivanting around.
Yeah, but that's only 4. What's the other don't?
Don't you believe it?
Don't you believe it?
So long. Don't hurry back.
That's funny.
Darn, I wish that phone would ring. What time is it?
About 1:30. What is this important phone call, anyway?
You just be patient. All I can say is you'll be proud of me, that's all.
Oh, no, McGee, I'm always proud of you, sweetheart. I don't care what people say.
Hmm?
Come on out in the kitchen and talk to me while I finish dinner.
Okay. Just so we don't miss the phone when it rings.
Oh, we'll listen. Well, what happened downtown today? Anything interesting?
Well, now that you mention it, a funny thing did happen right in front of the city hall. I was just...
Say, do you mind if I keep working while you talk?
Oh, no, you go right ahead. As I was saying...
I'll set the parakeet over here. Hi, birdie. Isn't he cute? Go ahead, dearie.
Okay, I was saying...
Let me get to the sink there. I want to pour the water off this potato.
How do you expect me to tell you this story if you keep interrupting all the time, Molly? If you'd rather not hear
Oh, I'm sorry, sweetheart. You know I like to hear all the news from downtown. Go ahead, I'm all ears.
Well, as I was saying, I was on my way over to the city hall to talk to the streetlight department about when are they going to fix that light outside our window so I can read in bed when who do I run into but Frank Bisbee? After they got the pigs back in the wagon, the fire engine went home. Of course, it wasn't his fault.
There, now, dinner's ready.
And would you believe it, Molly? That cop gave him a ticket for jaywalking.
Would you mind repeating that again, McGee?
I said the cop gave him a ticket for jaywalking.
No, not that. The whole story.
The whole story?
That electric mixer made so much noise I couldn't hear a word you were saying.
Yes. Come on, kiddo, let's eat.
Back to Vista Vista in a minute. Within the next 20 seconds, a fire will break out somewhere in the United States. Lives may be lost, property damaged, homes or buildings destroyed. Yes, there are 4,600 fires in America each day of the year. They kill 11,000 persons and disfigure or severely burn thousands more. 90% of all fires which start in the home can be traced to human carelessness. By obeying a few simple rules of fire prevention from now on, you and I can protect ourselves and our families from this devastating menace. Rule 1 is don't smoke in bed or discard lighted cigarettes carelessly. Rule 2, clean out old newspapers, magazines, and other inflammable debris. Rule 3, promptly repair defective wiring equipment. Replace worn or frayed wiring as soon as you notice it. Fire won't wait until tomorrow. Rule 4, use only those cleaning fluids which will not burn. And last but not least, be careful with matches. Keep them out of the reach of small children. Remember, it doesn't pay to gamble with fire. The odds are against you every time.
Friggin' clean with
Would you like another piece of pie, McGee? There's plenty.
Hmm?
I said, would you like another piece
Listen, was that the phone? Did you hear the phone? I thought I heard the phone. Did the phone ring?
Finish your dinner. When that phone rings, you'll hear it. Won't he, birdie?
Well, I thought sure they'd call before now, and
You tell Mother, what is this important phone call you're expecting?
Well, no, yesterday when Doc Gamble told us the Executives Club was looking for a speaker for their next week.
Yes, I remember the doctor was supposed to speak and he had to cancel. Is that what you mean?
Yep. That's it, Tootsie. That's what I'm waiting for.
What?
Yep.
You don't mean you expect the executive club to call and ask you to speak, McGee?
And why not, may I ask?
Well, I didn't mean that quite the way it sounded, sweetheart.
Well, I hope not. After all, what's Doc Gamble got that I haven't got? I can make speeches.
Oh, it's a drop of a hat, yes.
That's it. Right after we talked to Doc yesterday, a guy that he's undoubtedly the best friend I got called him up and recommended me for the job. Praised me very highly.
Wonderful. Who on earth did that?
Who do you think?
McGee, you didn't.
I sure did, kiddo. I'll show Doc Gamble that thinks he's the biggest orator of few things. I got some ideas for big business that'll stand them executives. That's it. That's it. I'll get it.
Careful, dearie. Watch out for the... Oh, lamb.
Dad. Help me get my foot loose. I'm tangled up in the light cord. Oh, my ankle.
Here, let me help you out.
Never mind me. Answer the phone. Quick, now. I grab it.
All right.
Oh.
79 was the victim, Molly McGee speaking.
Do they want me? Tell them I'll do it. Tell them I'll do it. I'll make the
Just a minute, McGee. I can't hear the man. Hello? Who? Eunice Petrovsky. No, I'm sorry. There's no one here by that name. That's all right. No harm done.
No harm done, she said. Oh, my. Thought for a minute there I was going to be laid up with a fractured ankle and wouldn't be able to...
Come in. Well, Dr. Gamble.
Hello, my dear, and good evening to you, laughing boy. You mind if I come in?
As a matter of fact, Doctor, I'm very glad you chose this moment to drop in.
A likely story.
Is the executive club still looking for a brilliant, well-informed, highly intelligent speaker to take the place of that half hour of hot air you were supposed to give him?
I don't know, Sonny. The president seemed to feel that they'd have a hard time replacing me.
But, boy, the greatest thing that ever happened to that executive club was you canceling out. Gives him a chance to get a real speaker. Who?
Himself, Doctor. He expects a call.
What?
Yeah. When they call up here to plead with me to speak, I'm...
Oh, stop it. You're killing me. Oh, no.
Look at him.
Oh, God. Look, you noisy little fake. The day the executive club calls to ask you to address a luncheon, I will buy you the finest box of cigars in town.
Well, you see, Doctor, the reason McGee expects them to call...
Tell him nothing, Molly. Tell him nothing. Box of cigars, ain't that so?
50-cent cigars.
That's the deal. And you, Doctor, are about to witness the finest example of planning since the invention of radio. Answer the phone, will you, my dear?
Gladly. 79 Wistful Vista, Eunice Petrovsky. No, Molly McGee speaking. Who? Oh, yes, he's here. Just a minute, I'll ask him. It's for you, dearie.
Oh?
The president of the executive club wants to know if you'll address their luncheon next week.
What?
Hello? Yes, this is Mr. McGee. As a matter of fact, I think I can squeeze you into my schedule. All right?
Well, I'll be a blank exclamation point.
I thought you would, Doctor.
Yes, I'll be glad to. Oh, I'm never too busy to give young executives a shove on their way up, or old execs a shove on their way down. I'll be very happy to be there. What's for lunch?
Fibber and Molly will be right back. A minute of your time, if I may, to remind you about some great radio entertainment that's headed your way on the NBC Radio Network. Tomorrow evening, I'd like to recommend a new NBC program to you. It's Rocky Fortune, and it stars Frank Sinatra. As Rocky Fortune, Frank Sinatra follows up his dramatic triumph in From Here to Eternity with a straight acting role that you'll truly enjoy. On his new show, Frank portrays a footloose adventurer drifting from job to job and finding an intriguing story at each stop. We know you'll enjoy Rocky Fortune once you hear it. So make it a date to be in the radio audience tomorrow evening to hear Frank Sinatra as Rocky Fortune. Also tomorrow night, listen to the wonderful music that comes your way when Eddie Fisher and Dinah Shore each provide a quarter hour of delightful entertainment. Yes, be on hand for two of the nation's most popular singers, Dinah Shore and Eddie Fisher, tomorrow and every Tuesday and Friday evening on the NBC Radio Network. NBC has brought you the Fibber McGee and Molly program, transcribed with Bill Thompson as the old-timer and Arthur Q. Bryan as Dr. Gent. And here are Fibber and Molly.
You know, I'm pretty impressed by this whole thing, McGee.
Me too.
Just imagine, you addressing the executive club.
Yep.
What are you going to talk about?
About 30 minutes.
It'll have to be funnier than that, sweetheart.
Good night.
Good night, all.
This is John Wall inviting you to be with us again tomorrow night for another visit with Fibber McGee and Molly.
Weekday evenings, laugh with Can You Top This on the NBC Radio Network.
Fibber McGee and Molly. NBC and Tums bring you the Fibber McGee and Molly program, transcribed, written by Phil Leslie and directed by Max Hutto. Fibber and Molly will be with you in a minute.
When acid indigestion strikes, don't wait. Take Tums. Millions of Americans have turned to Tums for don't wait relief from acid indigestion. People in all walks of life carry Tums for record-fast relief when some favorite food brings on acid indigestion or heartburn. Farmers in the field carry Tums for don't wait relief. They take Tums on the spot. There's nothing to mix, no waiting. Housewives, businessmen, everybody knows there's no more convenient, safer relief from acid indigestion. Tums go to work instantly to calm churning stomach acids. Just as important, Tums stop working the moment excess acid is neutralized. There's no acid rebound, just blessed relief. Always carry Tums in your pocket or purse and enjoy the don't wait relief of Tums. T-U-M-S, Tums for the tummy. Get handy, pleasant Tums today and eat like candy. So economical, too. Only 10 cents a roll everywhere.
Things are fairly quiet at 79 Wistful Vista. The parakeet in his cage on the piano says, and Mr. McGee looked up from his work to say,
Quiet, Buster. I'm typewriting out a speech. How can I concentrate if you keep interrupting? Let me see what I got here. Friends, executives, and gentlemen. Doggone it, another mistake.
Well, how's the speech coming along, McGee?
Kind of slow, Molly, kind of slow. Writing a speech is hard work, especially when you can only type with one finger. My thumb.
Well, now, you'll make it, dearie. Just imagine my husband making a speech to the richest men in this town and telling them how to be a success.
Ah, yes, will be quite a moment. Just picture me sitting up there at the speaker's table, looking down at all them upturned faces full of mashed potatoes.
It's quite a picture. I'd like to see that in 3D.
When I polish off my fried chicken, push aside my plate, lay down a drumstick, and stand up, you'll be able to hear a gizzard drop.
I hope it isn't yours.
Fellow big shots, I'm going to say.
That's a modest opening.
Fellow big shots, I stand before you today to view with alarm the reactionary trend of inflation which disemanates from the economic structure of this great republic of ours.
What does that mean?
I don't know, but don't it sound impressive? I better write that down before I forget it. See, what did I say? You know what I said? What did I say?
No, but even if I could remember every word, we couldn't spell them anyway. Start over.
Okay. Every time I start something important. Come in.
Oh, it's Mr. Wimple. Hello there.
Oh, hi, Win.
Hello, folks. I just left Cleaner's drugstore, and they asked me to drop off this typewriter paper you ordered yesterday evening.
Oh, thanks, Win. Sit down for a minute.
Thank you. I can't stay, really. Sweetie Face is...
Say, how is Mrs. Wimple these days, anyway? Well, is she?
Oh, yes. She's fine. She was out of town, and I had the whole day to myself yesterday, but I didn't go anywhere. I just spent the day hanging around the house.
Hanging around the house, huh?
Yes. She didn't want me to get in trouble, so she hung me up on a coat hook.
That seems a little unreasonable, Mr. Wimple.
Well, she can be awfully stubborn sometimes, Mrs. McGee.
Stubborn, huh?
Like this morning, for instance. Just because I forgot to put starch in her gym blouse this morning, she went on a sit-down strike. She even refused to get up to answer the telephone. It just rang and rang and rang and rang.
Why didn't you answer it, Wimp?
It was me she was sitting on. Oh, but I got even with her, though.
Yeah, what'd you do?
I dumped a goldfish bowl over my head. That made her mad.
How come?
She likes to do that. Well, I've got to go now. I bought Sweetie Face a little peace offering to smooth things over, and I want to surprise her with it.
What is it?
A chin strap.
A chin strap?
Yeah. It's the only way I'll ever do it, I guess.
Do what?
Give her a belt and a jar. Goodbye now.
So long, Wallace. Well, now, if people leave me alone a while, I'll get back on this street.
I'll leave you be. I've got things to do.
Hey, wait a minute, Molly. Have you seen the dictionary anyplace? You know, the one I bought that time Doc Gamble gave me the dough to pay his water bill, and I forgot to, and they turned it off in the middle of his shower, and he had his face full of soap suds and fell down the stairs, and I had to buy a dictionary to look up what he called me. You seen it?
See what?
The dictionary. It's about the size of this book here, and, oh, I know where it is. It's in the hall closet, so hand me the phone.
The phone?
I'll order a new one. Hello, operator. Give me the book nook at the corner of 14th, and oh, my gosh, is that you, Mert?
Oh, dear.
Well, how's every little thing, Mert? It is, eh? What's that, Mert? Your kid brother that joined the Air Force. How'd he make out? Oh, washed him out, eh?
The poor lad flunked his training, did he?
No, he come home from the base with some new words he learned, and his mother popped his mouth open and washed him out with soap. Hmm? Yeah, Mert, the book nook. Yeah, 14th and Oak. I want to order a dictionary because I'm writing a speech.
There's more fun with the McGees shortly. Most of us have been called away from home and loved ones at one time or another. And we know from the experience that there's nothing quite as important during those days of separation as mail. A good old letter from home. Any man or woman in the armed forces will tell you the only call that takes precedence over mess is mail call. And when a letter is more important to a hungry GI than food, you know it means something. The truce in Korea doesn't mean we should stop writing letters to our men and women in service, whether in U.S. camps or overseas. Mail from home is just as important now as it ever was. Yes, in some respects, it's even more important. The action, the strain, the anxieties of war can keep a soldier's mind occupied. But when the letdown comes, the time to relax, that's when morale needs a shot in the arm. Your soldier knows the shooting is over. He's done his big job, and now he wants to get home. But unfortunately, there's still a lot to keep him for a while. So don't let him down. Help keep up his morale. Write that letter today.
McGee, I'm home.
Okay.
I just got back from the grocery store. You still working on that same speech?
Yep. You can't rush genius, my dear. These things take time.
How's the speech coming along?
Not bad, Molly. Not bad at all. Oh, it's going to be a terrific oration when I get it finished.
Read what you have so far.